What's going on? Oh my God! Welcome to A Little Dicey. My name is Salvador Sabraca, and here on this channel we play some goddamn Dungeons and Dragons.
We certainly say we do.
Yes, yeah. Well, we do whatever this is.
Stop swearing.
We have
No. If you're watching, you don't like swearing. Anyway,
say
so
that.
like I said, my name is Salvador Sabraca. I am the Dungeon Master here on A Little Dicey. Now and hopefully forevermore until the day that my skeletons in my closet come out to kill me. And on that day,
Michaela shall vanquish you.
Michaela will just take over.
Take the bones. Loot the body.
Loot the body. Certainly. Always
remember to loot the body.
Thank you for joining us this evening. This is episode 4. We are very excited to bring you this next little session. I'm very excited to jump into it. We have a few announcements before we begin. So we're just going to jump right into that. I actually have the first announcement before we hop over to you, Garrett. Jenna's going to speak on this a little bit more, specifically with our channel points, but we have a sort of group collective channel reward that you guys can participate in. So for tonight, and if we don't hit it tonight, next week when we go live as well, you can donate your channel points to the sort of group reward for the Jenna Christmas special one-shot. Jenna, hopefully, if you guys donate, it's going to be 10,000 points. It's going to cost each individual person can only donate up to 2,000 of that. So I know a lot of you sort of hoard the points. So like if there's 5 of you that like to do that, then we can get that one-shot written and everything like that. It would take place on the 29th of December, just after the sort of Christmas weekend. And Jenna would be the Dungeon Master. I would be playing. We don't necessarily know if we'll have Matt for that. I'm pretty sure no right now as it stands. He will be on vacation. Lucky him. But you can definitely tune in and check that out should we, succeed in funding that. So please consider donating your channel points to that. It's totally free. You get them just for viewing. So that being said, Garrett, why don't you take it from there?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got socials.
Amazing. Incredible.
I'll stop that now.
Amazing.
Just as a reminder, we have our Instagram, which is always up to date with cool stuff that we're doing. It's always got like my potion stuff. I don't usually give away the ingredients, but I mean,
yes.
if someone ever,
A beautiful
cute.
potion,
Yeah.
which I'm going to drink right now.
no one even
Mine
made
is
it to the end.
halfling sized.
Yeah, hers is smaller because she didn't bring back her potion vial for 2 weeks.
I'm being punished
You're being shamed
and
now.
discriminated against.
But our Instagram's fun. We have a bunch of clips and stuff on there too. Our Twitter is always popping off because actually Jenna here is taking care of that mostly.
Dang.
But also it'll have updates on like streams and stuff like that. Our TikTok, also full of clips, as a TikTok is and does. And then we also have, which one am I missing? YouTube, of course YouTube. So you
Yes.
can catch up with all the stuff that you missed, which also has our podcast on it now.
Yes.
At least we got one episode right now.
We got the pilot episode.
Pilot episode.
Yes. Matt will be able to talk a little bit more about that at length, but just for a preview, basically Matt and I sit down, we talk some cool D&D shit. But yeah. So.
And last thing, we also have a Tumblr, which I don't think any of us have been on except Michaela and Jenna.
Nope.
Just
Again,
I don't know nothing
Just
about
just porn.
the
Just
two
porn on
of
the
us.
Tumblr, and that's it.
We can make it if
Women
we
be
try.
Christ alive. Jenna.
Send that over.
Hi. So, channel rewards. These are fun. This is my favorite part to talk about. So, you can get channel points just by being in the chat and chatting and watching the show. And you can spend them on fun things like giving advantage, inspiration, guidance to your favorite players, giving disadvantage to Sal, forcing Sal, our dungeon master, to
No
drink
one
at
would
any
ever do
time.
that.
They do it all the
Nope.
time. And some of our favorites, which are creating your own NPC, non-player character, to just drop into our world at any given time, and making our sorcerer Wild Surge. So you can do all those things, and it actually impacts our game, which is really cool. So we like it when you do that. Yeah, that's ours.
Yes. And then just to let you guys know, we did fix or set it up in a way where the stream elements, sort of chat rewards that you can do through our like raffles and whatnot, you can spend those separately from the channel points. They're going to be the same rewards and everything like that. If you're interested in what those are, go ahead and look down in the Jenna just said, you can look up how much those cost and whatnot. It costs the exact same in channel points, just straight up from Twitch, as it does for the Stream Elements points that you receive via raffles and whatnot. I know there are a lot of you in chat that have a lot of Stream Elements raffles because we've been giving those away and you haven't been able to spend them properly. So I anticipate this is going to be pretty wild. You can see, you can redeem those rewards by typing !redeem and then type in, like for instance, DM drinks. You just type in DM drinks, all one word.
We like that one a lot.
And you will force me to drink just like that. I think you just did, Michaela. Yes? What did you type in?
DM drinks.
Did you put a space between DM and drinks?
Yes.
Do not do that. So it's for redemption, you always have to type in all one word. So like Wild Magic Surge, all one word. WILDMAGICSURGE. Wild Magic Surge.
I was worried for a second.
Thank
That
you.
was a
Pretty
fast
good.
spelling. Good job.
I've never done a spelling bee. Anyways,
We
so
have.
I just did it.
that kind of stuff.
Drink.
Drink, yes. There's create
Getting it
NPC.
started
It's
right.
all one word. To look up the commands, I believe it's just !rewards, and
All
then
one
it
word.
will show you the rewards. What's that?
It's an all one
All
word.
one word.
All one word rewards. Yeah.
EXCLAM.
TION. Amazing. Exclamation point.
Yeah.
You didn't spell point, but yeah.
You
but
can
yes.
exclaim
Move
without
along, move
Sure.
along. It's your turn. It's
Yes,
your turn.
thank you. Thank you. Right.
Yes. We have a Discord that we hang out in. You got your memes. Most of them I don't understand, so that'll be fun for you. Post shit and then tag it OK
Orbs.
Boomer, and I
perfect.
won't know what it is.
Come ponder your orbs.
Yes.
It's mostly orb
It's
pondering.
mostly orb pondering right now. That's also on the Tumblr.
Yeah.
Same hashtag, totally different thing. Anyway.
You just think Tumblr is a porn site. It's not.
So,
It's for wholesome kids.
Yeah, so post your clips, your memes. If you want to do a fun little bit of art for us, some doodles, whatever. That's where we're hanging out. If you ever have questions for us, fire them at us. And like we said, Sal and I have started to do our kind of side podcast. We're talking about a little bit about our campaign specifically, but also about D&D in general, maybe about gaming in general, certainly about like design. We've sort of touched on sort of how I've designed my characters in the past, kind of in our pilot episode, and in the episode that's going to be coming out soon, we're going to be speaking about character design and creation a little more generally, and we would love to start getting some of your feedback on things that you'd like to see us do. We'll probably be posting specific questions in that podcast to you guys, so by kind of hopping in the Discord, it just gives you another chance to interact with us. And also, we're going to be setting up emotes soon, so if you have suggestions for fun things for that, whether it be hopefully using our lovely images to do fun and or embarrassing things. Yeah, Kaz making kissy faces at the Lady Governess, high on the list. Yeah, kill growing, eating, spreading shrooms in one way or another. And Cassander being passive aggressive. These are all choice
My
options.
main trait.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Wait, these are my main trait isn't loving Sulfie.
All right, don't ever call her that.
Move along. It's Jamie's turn. It's Jamie's turn.
It's Jamie's turn.
Okay. On Sunday, we're going to be participating in the Super OK charity stream. Our slot is between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be on our channel. We're raising money for Kids Kicking Cancer. Last year, the Super OK stream raised over $3,000. This year, we want to help raise even more. Join us on Sunday for that. It's going to be a ninja-themed one-shot. Also, be sure to follow our friends, both Super OK and also our friend Erin on her channel, Little Bog Witch.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well,
We
thank
did
you
it.
guys very much.
Did it.
And then just to reiterate what Matt said, as in soon, the next episode of the podcast, that's going to air tomorrow on this channel at 6 p.m. So that's it. The podcasts are always pre-recorded for the most part. But we're going to be hanging out in chat and whatnot, so please join us there.
Maybe that can be a future kind of unlocked thing, like kind of
Yeah,
live
yeah,
Q&A,
we'll do
maybe
live or
something.
whatever, maybe eventually.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys very much. Do we have any questions before we jump in?
No, let's play.
All right. Cool. Come on. Yes. All right, wonderful. Well then, Michaela, whenever you're ready, get me in nice and close.
Oh, damn.
Alrighty. So,
These arms.
when last we met, You all had finally returned to the small port town of Eodra on the island of Moor to report the defeat of the great, ominous creature, the Nanabush. This avian menace had been terrorizing the nearby farmsteads for the past couple of weeks, and you all set out to put a stop to it. The town, however, is still in the dark about the few children of the Nanabush that you let live, as you found no reason to cull the life of the innocents, simply because their mother was just trying to feed them. Upon return to Eodra, you rested for the night, as it was rather early in the morning. Upon waking, a rather odd omen was discovered by Cassander in the form of 3 rodents adorning the floor of her room. A mouse of whittled wood, a dead rat, and a living mouse that seemed rather happy to see her. Once you had your breakfast, you headed over to the Great Hall and accepted a payment of 30 gold pieces from the Lady Governess, Solfrid, 10 more than what was promised to you on behalf of the report from Maylord Quinn, the halfling man whose family you saved from a pillaging attack by a group of marauding gnolls while you were searching for information about the Nanabush. From there, you went back into town and spent some of that hard-earned gold on some useful items, even winning a particularly well-crafted sword from the local blacksmith, Adrid, in a contest of brawn and wits. Once you gathered some new equipment, you set off toward the fishing wharf at the behest of the Lady Governess to do a bit of investigating on her behalf concerning the Gnoll attack. She tasked you to ask around for Old Krister, an older fisherman that mostly looks after the wharf. Upon arriving at the wharf, you noticed that there was simply no one around. No one seemingly in their homes or on the dock or anywhere to be found. You investigated closer to the dock and attempted to rummage inside one of the supply shacks the fishermen use for storage, and came across a rather unexpected scene. An unmoving, cold, and slightly compressed body of a man was shoved into the shack. You all removed the corpse from the shack, but were unable to identify the deceased. You stand around the body, no one around you, in the middle of the morning. What would you like to do?
Real quick, does this guy look old as hell? Or is he just
I think we asked this last time.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
remember.
He does not look old as hell.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure.
Sure.
What else about him? Does he have like particular clothes on that look like anything noticeable?
You take a good look at him, and for the most part, what he's wearing seems mundane. I mean, it's not anything different or maybe even more flamboyant or more expensive looking than anyone else that you've seen in town. Certainly not along the lines of like someone like Lorelei that you've met, who's certainly got a bit more gold pieces to throw around for stuff like that. But nothing too raggish or anything. Doesn't seem to be squalid or whatnot. Seems to probably just, dress for comfort in the weather and for utility for the most part. You can see he carries many things around his waist, pouches and bags and small little things, little carving knives and deboning knives and whatnot, probably for his catch of the day or whatnot, or whatever he uses them for fishing or other things. You don't see anything stained on his clothes, no blood, no wounds, or anything like that. He doesn't look sort of malformed or bruised. He doesn't look like he was attacked really in any way. It just simply looks as if he passed away.
And no sign of poison.
Not as far as you can tell. There's no malformation of veins or anything like that. You even sort of open his mouth up a little to check inside. Besides rancid breath, nothing.
Breath? He's alive?
No, sorry.
My God!
Besides a rancid smell from
Oh,
his mouth.
Okay.
You don't see any like stains or anything that would perhaps indicate like a beverage or something like that, or a liquid. Just looks as simply as though he passed away.
Can I just check through his pockets and the satchels and stuff, see if there's anything?
Make an investigation check.
Absolutely.
See if his driver's license is in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. 12.
12. You take a minute or so to sort of rifle through his belongings. You find about 52 silver pieces on him. You find a few different, like, small, whittling, blades. They could be used to assail someone, really, I guess, in a pinch, but mostly, like I said before, they seem to just be used entirely for, utility purposes. You don't really find anything that would necessarily identify him in the form of maybe like a seal or some sort of crest or anything like that. Just a bunch of mundane small things of non-importance, really.
Right. Nothing identifying on him, unfortunately.
He's not. Let's see. I mean, this is not. We haven't met any of the Moorfolk yet, right? I mean, you have.
Yes.
But does he look like he would be from this island? Based on what you've seen around? He's been here the longest, I think.
You also sort of, like, in this entire time of just sort of trying to figure out what is going on, who this person is, you did come across that thought. He doesn't look like he could be a Moorfolk, clothing-wise. He does look like a bit like the Moorfolk in that they're a little bit more fair-skinned than any of the sort of mainlanders and whatnot. And almost to the point of like a small level of like jaundice, but you can't necessarily tell if that is you don't know. The clothing wise, no.
He's not dressed like a native. Could be, but it's hard to tell.
Do y'all that kind of came here with the sponsorship of the crown? Do you guys have like paperwork or something that you have to show? And we didn't find anything on this guy. I wonder if he.
Yes, we do. So I don't know. I don't know where this person could have come from. I have a bit of a confession to make. There's nothing to worry about. So this morning, when I woke up in my room, I found this. And I'm going to pull the little rat out of my little pocket.
This is the dead one?
Mm-hmm. The dead one.
Has there been another murder?
No. Oh, no. It's just that sort of... Well, sometimes... It's hard to explain, but sometimes I sort of find things, or things find me, and they... I don't know, I sometimes think the universe is sort of telling me something.
There was other food at the inn this morning.
I wasn't trying to catch a rat. I'm telling you, it appeared in my room this morning and it was already dead. And I sort of wondered if we might come upon something today that might die.
Kiss, are you telling me you found in your room a dead rat and you put it in your pocket?
Well, yeah, I also
You just
found this
pocketed a
live
dead
one.
rat.
And I take out the living mouse from under my beret. And this little wooden one as well.
Oh.
All three.
Hey there.
They appeared this morning. And I've been having the hardest time trying to interpret them or figure out why they're there. But I think I get the rat part now.
Well, let's start at the beginning. Someone went in your room and left a wooden rat.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone goes there. I think it's sort of the energies of the universe. They just sort of drop things.
Right. You know how sometimes things just sort of happen to you, like 1,000 butterflies come out of you for no
Yes.
reason. Just that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Maybe I shouldn't be so close-minded, I suppose.
He gets it.
So the live rat killed the dead rat and then carried it around as his trophy. And then also erected a tiny statue of itself to commemorate the win.
This sweet little mouse.
The battle. I
You
mean-
think it did all that?
Well, maybe. I could ask
Perhaps it has the power to turn other rats into wood.
Could you ask it?
Petrification.
Ooh.
Woodification.
Could you ask it where it's come from?
it. Yeah, where'd you come from?
Well, but, you know, in the way that you do.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute.
All right.
That's a good man. Love that.
All right, what do you want to cast?
Yeah. I'll cast Speak with Animals.
All right. And you ask this little mouse, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Got nice.
Hey,
Yeah. I say, now, did you kill that other mouse and erect a statue to commemorate your victory?
I certainly did not, sir. I was called here.
Called here from where?
Well, I was out scurrying about, as one does.
Sure.
Yesterday night, and I just felt a nudge in her direction. He just sort of turns and like looks up at Cassander. And I just knew that I had to be there for her.
Kind of like a little rumbling in your tumbling. You had to go in a specific direction.
Exactly that. A little rumbling in my tumbling.
Yeah. I felt that before.
It's a nice feeling.
Wow.
But then when I showed up,
Uh-huh.
there was this fellow. Oh, and he sort of like points with his nose over at the dead rat, who seems to have fallen, and this odd
It's okay. You can say it.
he's dead.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
okay.
I thought we were going to introduce the concept of death to a mouse here.
And a small little icon who kind of looks like me. And
I can see the resemblance.
I was a little scared, but I knew that this is where I had to be, and so I'm staying right here.
But so the other fella, he showed up dead like he is now.
Oh, well, he was there already when I showed up.
Oh, he's the.
Just the image of like a dead
Just
rat like
slides in.
across the water.
So when you showed up, the other guy was already there, and also the little icon was there already.
Yes. When I arrived, the little wooden statue and the fallen one was there. Yes.
Wow. Well, you're a brave little rat, I would say.
I am a mouse, sir.
That's what I meant.
Well, maybe you should probably just think about that before you.
You know what? You're right. I get a little upset when people call me a turtle, so I'm gonna remember that for next time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We could all, we gotta keep learning. I always say
You're a
that.
very kind person.
Yeah. Well, I see nothing wrong with you sticking around. Hey, hold still.
Oh.
This is where you like to be, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Please, thank
Let me
you.
just tuck you in right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck.
Alright.
He just sort of settles on your head.
We kind of established this already, but all that was I cheaping?
You were cheaping.
Okay, I was cheaping.
You were like,
Yeah. Well, he's a local fella. He just kind of felt the pull. I felt it before, kind of just a feeling, and he came coming your way, and the other guy was already there when he got there. I think I believe him. Can I roll insight to see if I believe the mouse?
say it again.
Can I? Do I believe that the mouse didn't kill the other?
Make an insight check of the mouse, please.
On my sweet little mouse.
That's a 21.
21. With your knowledge of fauna in general and sort of your natural affinity towards woodland creatures and creatures of the forest and of the sea and whatnot, you generally
Fucking lying.
this mouse is a bastard, man. You generally know when.
I've come to claim my rightful place on the throne.
I killed him! I did it!
See, I'm imagining like a mouse wearing a big fur coat. Like I have no idea what happened all of a sudden. I was at the theater.
No, you generally know that creatures of the same sort of ilk of like the quote-unquote unintelligible fauna do not necessarily are more not inclined to deceive or really would think to even deceive.
That's what I like about
someone.
him. So, as I was saying, he showed up. The other guy, he doesn't know what happened to him because he was already dead. The idol, same. It just kind of showed up, saw it was there. But I think that, I don't know, he just feels like this is where he's supposed to be and he would like to stay. Unfortunately, I think that's all he knows.
So that's how it works. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
actually really helpful.
Can I get a better look at the little statue?
Oh, sure. Certainly.
Can I guess we should probably figure out what to do about the,
I suppose.
kind of as we start to regroup, I'm gonna, cast Detect Magic.
Alrighty. You're casting Detect Magic on...
As a ritual. Well, I just cast it.
Just
and then-
in your 10 feet
Yep.
up.
I think it's 30 feet or whatever,
30
but
feet.
yeah, and then I just see anything that's magical as I
Yes.
walk for a minute.
You see the magical items on you all. Other than that, there really is no magical items around for you to sort of perceive.
What's the level of detail on this little wooden statue?
Not. It's crude for the most part. I mean, like, it just sort of looks like any other mouse or whatever. It's not like so detailed that it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's certainly like as if someone sat down and whittled it out and was just like, okay.
But not like incredible craftsmanship,
No.
or certainly nothing that would be like, holy fuck,
No.
this is okay. Well, I don't know.
Do you think it's a metaphor for something?
Maybe the other mouse is the one that was erecting the statue.
Well, I don't think the other mouse erected it. I think they all sort of probably appeared separately. Don't you?
Well, I don't know. I don't have much experience with things just appearing.
That's true.
Doesn't mean
That's
it didn't
weird.
happen. I did actually just see you appear the other day, but first I saw you disappear, which made it feel a little more,
Yes.
a little more A plus. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, is this sort of thing happen to you?
Oh, all the time. Frequently, in fact. I should probably have shown you all this when this happened the other day, but I thought it would be weird and make you uncomfortable. And I take out the 3 little coins that have their faces on them.
Sure.
And I show them to each of them. So these appeared,
Do these have a magical aura?
They do not.
and they didn't have your faces on them at first. They were just sort of coins with little scratches. And then after I met you, your faces appeared.
Excellent likeness.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Well, damn.
And that's how I knew I was sort of in the right place. I had done the right thing.
'Cause
Okay.
you've got a lot of very uncomfortable things in your bag.
Yeah, but there's no more dead animals.
Thank you for that, I suppose.
You're welcome.
Are our faces on both sides?
Yes.
So you can keep those if you like. I don't know what I would do with them.
Are there any other weird properties about them? Do they have that weird vibe like they're always staring at you?
No.
All right,
It's
and
just
they're-
where the face of King Eodrin would be is your.
so these are like typical like gold pieces or silver pieces or copper or whatever?
Yes, they're silver.
Okay, so they're like normal currency, but our faces are there
Yep.
instead of. Okay. Very interesting. These were just normal silver pieces.
When I
Or-
found them,
Wow. Did you
They did
enjoy
have
it?
notches on them.
they had little
That sort of blocked out Eodrin's face. But yes.
Where'd you find them?
on the roof of my house.
Yep.
Strangely.
Why were you on the roof of your own house, first of all?
I don't remember anymore. At the time, I'm sure I had a reason.
Maybe you felt the rumbling.
Sort of, yes. I do truly believe that the more you sort of listen to the universe, the more the universe will try and speak back.
Definitely.
And that's why I think it's given me all these little mice today.
Are you possessed?
No, I hardly think so. No. It's a special thing. It's a gift. It's nice. The universe likes me.
Do I believe the
Right.
things that she's saying?
Make an insight check.
26.
I mean, Jenna, what do you wanna say?
Cassander has chosen to believe that these things that happened to her are.
You see that
Positive.
Cassandra believes what she's saying.
Okay.
You know, there's definitely a sense of sincerity in what she's saying.
And you seem to be saying these things with a sense of like that these are good things.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe they are. Except for the dead stuff. When that happens, it's usually bad. It's usually death.
Yeah.
So-
Well. Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. It's sort of ham-fisted.
Oh, meaning the. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's
I thought
very,
you- Yeah.
it's a very obvious sign from the universe, you know. If I see a dead thing, something's usually going to die. But it's never been something as big as this before. It's been like, you know, chickens in our farm or something.
All right, well, I think we've spoken enough about dead rats and all.
Right.
Should we report this?
Yes. Well, we should probably. How about we check on the houses? Maybe someone could maybe identify this.
Oh, the neighbours. That's a good idea.
Right, that makes sense.
Is
Sounds
it
like a
always
plan
just
to me.
one? Is it always just one thing that dies, or sometimes it's more than one?
Oh, just one. It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
Usually.
Oh, that
that
makes
doesn't
me feel
happen
bad.
very often. I'm not like constantly getting omens of death. It's only happened once or twice.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry.
Are the clouds rolling in yet? I know it's supposed to rain today.
Not yet. It seems like probably you look up. If you had to guess, probably another hour.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna knock on that door, see if there's anyone in there who might recognize him.
I'll go with. Well, we should all go.
Sure.
Right, we'll just leave this body here. I'm sure no one will miss it.
I think we covered him with like a blanket or something.
You did.
Oh, hello! Hi, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. We basically sort of just started, so you haven't
Keep
missed
going.
too much. We're dealing with a murder mystery, so we're gonna hop back into it. But thank you for being here.
There's nobody out and about in town.
Yeah,
no,
you said
you
there
don't
was
see
no one.
anyone.
Yeah, which is weird, right?
Well, we're not in
I mean,
town. We're in
You're
like.
not
on
in
the
town,
dock.
You're at the
We're in
fishing
like
wharf, which is a little
But it is
way
weird.
up-
There's no one's here.
Yeah, there are not that many homes here. There's maybe
Yeah.
5. But it is like it's odd that no one is here. Maybe they're all inside.
Yeah.
Who knows? But there's no one around.
Is there any obvious way to tell if there's like a bunch of boats out at sea right now? Like, are there a bunch of empty docks, or
Sure.
is there like a marina of some kind?
Go ahead and
here?
make a perception check.
And the 5 houses or so that we see near us, are the lights on in any of them?
You just sort of quickly like glance around as far as you can tell. With the houses that sort of you can peer inside from a distance with their windows that don't have like drapes behind them, no. And then some of the other ones have drapes and stuff like that you couldn't tell. Kill, you sort of take a look around and take in the surroundings. There are no boats at the dock except for a small dinghy. And you look out into the sea, and where you see the roiling clouds in the distance, you can see close to the horizon at this point, maybe like 4 or so boats out in the distance that seem to. You sort of stop and like look as Cassander and Kaz are sort of going about the homes. You can see that ever so slowly they are making their way towards the shore.
These are sailboats.
A little too far away to tell, but boats in general.
Well, they're not motorboats.
Well, I know, but they're not like rowed out.
Yeah, no, they do not seem to be. They're bigger than that. Certainly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they might all be out at sea. I don't know if we really have to bother, but I mean, I just lift up like a huge cube of sand. It's like I could, and then I just drop it, but I don't think we need to.
Oh, bury him.
I mean, you know.
Well, there might still be some evidence that we might want to.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
examine
saying.
later.
I think we'll be okay here.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Let's go find someone to speak to.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Right.
I was going knocking door to door,
Right.
trying to find someone. So, this door right here. I'm knocking on a door, Sal.
You knock.
That
You
was
wait a
really
moment.
lifelike.
That was really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like I am the door.
I'm so
And-
immersed.
So immersed. You knock on the door. You wait a moment or two. Doesn't seem to be any answer. No one comes to the door. No response or anything like that.
All right. On to the next one.
You continue, and for the sake of brevity, you knock on all of these doors, and
Thank
nary a one comes to call.
How far are we from the town proper?
Maybe 20 to 30 minutes. It's a walk away. You know, I mean, you guys didn't rush over here or anything by any means, but it's a little distance away.
Okay.
These are like full homes. They're not like temporary shelters.
I mean, they're not like big homes or anything like that, but you know,
People
some
live
of
here.
certain. Yeah, as far as you know, people do live here. Maybe for the same reason that people wanted to go live on their own farmstead or anything like that. Like people who generally are the fishermen of Aodra probably just live at the wharf.
Okay.
So.
Since I'm walking around, as I'm walking, I'm just kind of like taking in the sights while I'm, have my detect magic going. So if I might see any windows, I might just take a quick peek in, see if there's anything exciting in there.
Make a general perception check for me.
This is the time. Find Daddy some loot. 17.
17. I mean, you try to pierce through some windows, like I said before. A handful of them, maybe 3 out of the 5, have like drapes pulled and whatnot. The ones that don't, you peer in. It's rather dark inside. You can see that there are a few like wolf pelt tapestries and whatnot on the ground. There are fireplaces and whatnot. Dinner tables, sort of. Not many like separate rooms in the houses. It just seems to be one large sort of space, and maybe like maybe one of them has a upstairs situation. And like it just acts as like a sitting room, a fireplace, a little dining table, and then like maybe a door like towards the end, maybe where you assume to be a bedroom or something like that. In one of the homes, you do see across from you the fireplace, and just above it there is a sort of mount with a rather large warhammer sort of mounted on the wall. Your detect magic from where you are does not go off. It's further into the house, I guess.
Okay.
If you wanted to try to get into the house to check it out, you could certainly try. Though that is breaking and entering.
I think it's 30 feet.
It is a crime.
It's not the right way.
Perhaps we should go and speak to the
If
governors.
it is 30 feet, then you let me know if it is 30 feet.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. That's right.
Then you would know it is faintly magical.
Faintly magical. Okay. School? Which school of magic?
I thought you were saying it's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's cool.
No big deal.
I guess it would be enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Interesting. And all the fire, like, there's no lit fireplaces? Okay.
Should we go and tell the lady governess about this?
Suppose it's either that or wait for the ships.
Right. She's the only real authority figure we know in town.
Well, I suppose one of us should probably wait here and make sure no one runs off with the body. I could do that if there are any. Oh, would you like to?
No, I'm saying I'm not staying with the body.
I can stay with the body.
I got a question, though. Okay, so you see a dead thing, and something else dies, right? But my question is like, this guy right here, he's got no signs of kind of any reason to see why he died. I mean, do you think that the reason he's dead is because of... You know what I'm trying to say here.
I do.
Is your mouse a warning, or is your mouse like the
cause?
weapon?
A life for a life.
Yeah.
I think it's a warning. I don't think it can possibly be the cause. I really don't.
I mean, if he were to just fall down dead randomly because of some magic, I don't think he would also be stuffed into a shed.
And wouldn't it have been someone closer to my bedroom or something? How would the little rat impact someone so far away?
Well, I don't know, but you're the one that says you see something die and something else dies right after. I'm just saying is maybe there's not much mystery here if he just fell over dead. But you're right. You're right though. He is kind of crammed in there.
It could all just be a random coincidence.
Yeah. What are we gonna tell the lady governess that your kind of weird
Maybe
omen
we leave
powers
that-
killed this guy?
Leave that part out.
We're not going to
Right.
tell her that.
Okay.
We're just going to say we found a dead man on the ground and
And
that we should tell her.
okay, just thought it would be fun to tell her.
Not fun, important. We don't know if there's an investigative force in town.
Well,
She's the
if
only...
we see a guard on the way there, we'll tell them.
The lady governess didn't really specifically ask us to come here, but she did mention that like she might want us to come just check it out, like, but
Didn't
not for
she-
any particular reason, right?
Well, didn't she say she hadn't heard from anyone here in a while, or was that? Did I make that up?
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually, like there are deliveries and whatnot from the wharf and whatnot, just in general. She said she hasn't heard from them really in a couple days, really mostly it's been, and she said she asked you to go investigate things about the Knoll attack in general because
Yeah.
that seemed disturbing to her. And she suggested to start here because she hadn't really heard from anyone in 3 days. Not that, like, bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
No.
I'll do it again. I'll do it
You
again. Not that she hasn't seen anyone in a few days, but that they haven't, like,
Reported
anything.
Okay.
They haven't been delivered anything. Like, it's just, like, what's going on. And old Krister usually handles that kind of situation. She just hasn't really heard from him in a bit.
Have I seen any seafowl here? Or, like gulls or
Yeah,
pelicans or anything
around,
that?
like here and there, you can hear like the cawing and whatnot just over top. They haven't like sort of roosted around anywhere, but yeah, definitely.
You're gonna try and talk to a bird?
No. I mean, I could do that, but that wasn't what I was thinking. No, I'm wondering if I should try to. I could probably do this just because of my kind of cartographer skills,
Sure.
kind of like managing distance and stuff. The ships that are out in the distance, about how far out do I think they might be? And where I'm going with this is, if I wanted to summon a familiar, like a bird familiar, how long would it take me to get out there?
Sure. I would suggest that this could probably be like an insight check. Is there anything else that you would necessarily find to be maybe?
Like survival or something.
Sure.
Or,
You can
or
choose
if there's just
between-
some way that I can use my cartographer proficiency. I don't really know.
Sure. I would say you could pick between the two of them, and I will answer accordingly based on what you choose.
Okay. That's bad. So it would be 3 plus it'd be 10
For which?
for either.
For
It'd be the
either.
same, so
I would say the first thing that comes to your mind is they're certainly on the way back to beat the storm.
Mhm.
So the fastest that they would have to get here in order to do that is within like 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, if nobody's reported in, I don't know if it's always the same person that reports in, if it's old Krister that's usually the one, but, I could try to maybe make my way out to those ships and see if there's anything weird, I don't know.
That's a great idea.
I mean, I've seen some weird shit on my island. Maybe they've been, like, taken over or something. I don't know.
You should absolutely do that. Go.
Yes. How about you go check on the ships? I will keep guard on the body, and one or both of you could go and report to the governors.
Sure.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Split the party.
everyone dies.
Party.
First time ever.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
All right.
Alrighty. So then, Indigo, you're staying here.
Mhm.
Kaz and Kiss, you guys are reporting the body without the body. We're keeping the body here.
Yeah.
Yes,
to know.
we don't want to move the body.
Yes. And then, Kill, you are on your way as what would you like to turn into?
Yeah, I'm gonna withdraw into my shell, and I'm going to. I would just like to create kind of a whatever flying familiar would kind of blend in the most. I don't want it to be too like colorfully fey. So whatever I think that would be.
Gotcha. I would probably just suggest like a like you can create a gall that is like mildly like has like a mild like green tint to it and not like so overtly that people are like
Yeah.
what the fuck, you know what I mean, but like enough to where it's like, oh, maybe there's like algae on it or something like that. And you do so, and you all see a sort of slightly effervescent gall just sort of appear on top of Kill's shell that he is retracted into, and it just sort of looks around.
Yeah, I give myself a quick cleaning real quick.
Yeah. You're also your feather is and then you just sort of take off. The rest of you start to head towards town, and Indigo, you just sort of pop a squad.
Seems like a lot of walking. I'll just.
So, for the sake of brevity, firstly, Kill. Within about 20 minutes or so, and also the time that it would take you all to get back to town, you, at this point, soar above the cerulean ocean, feeling the saltwater wind in your feathers and in your face, and you can certainly sense the oncoming storm that is making its way towards you and towards the shore. You can see ahead of you, only so many feet away at this point, 4 sailing ships. Not too big. You can see there's a handful of people on deck, just sort of pulling things up and sort of tying things down that as best they can, while continuously sailing forward, just to keep everything pretty simple for docking reasons and for the coming storm when it rains on top of them and whatnot. To make sure everything is sort of tied down or put under deck or below deck rather and whatnot. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That's a 21.
21. For the most part, pretty much everyone seems to be wearing similar clothing to the deceased man that you found. They're all rather bundled up. You can feel, even though I mean you are a gull, but and so it's fine to feel this in your state. But you feel that it is colder, much colder on the sea.
Yep.
So everyone's sort of bundled up in the same way. Everyone just seems eager to get back to shore, as far as you can tell. They're still shouting and like laughing and jovialness going on. They're sort of treating everything, like it's a normal day, like the storm is coming and whatnot. You see as some of them are pulling nets up, like fishing nets that are being sort of tied up and whatnot. There doesn't seem to be much of a catch really from any of these ships. Like maybe here and there, like a few fish and whatnot, but like pretty barren as far as you can tell. So,
And yet they seem to be in a relatively good mood.
yeah, I mean for the most part, like not necessarily. I guess I should have I misstated that. They don't seem to be like happy by any means, but they're not like no one is like seems like super aggressive or like in some sort of like foul, dastardly
Yeah.
move.
So nothing sets off alarms like why are they strangely happy?
No, yeah, no one is twiddling their fingers. No.
Everything's going according to plan.
Yeah, no.
All right, but basically everything looks as I might expect it to.
Correct.
Are the crewmen mostly human, or are they a wide variety of?
Mostly human. There is a bit of a variety. The helmsman on one of the ships, in particular, seems to be a very sort of stocky female dwarf who is sort of stood upon a few like different it's sort of like a ramshackle pedestal that she's standing on as she's turning this huge helm as she's just sort of guiding the ship in.
Okay.
The rest of everyone ranges between humans. It's predominantly human, but ranges. You spot a few. You actually spot a full-blooded elf, sort
okay.
of a little bit more thicker than as far as you could have ever seen one.
One thick elf.
Yeah, a thick elf. But it runs the gambit between every once in a while you might see a halfling or something like
Okay.
that, but mostly human.
And last question: anybody that meets the description of old Krister?
You said you got a 21.
21, yeah.
Following them back at this point, you sort of get a pretty good look at mostly everyone. You see a few older gentlemen, but probably nothing more than maybe their late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
But no one matching the description of old Krister.
Yeah. Okay.
As you're figuring that out, give me 1 second.
Yep.
I'm gonna adjust something real quick. Talk about yourselves.
Oh man.
Rabble.
Oh,
Yeah. You guys are walking.
Well, he's already back in
I'm
the
already.
chair.
I
That's such
ready
good
to go.
role play, just
Yes,
locked up
that
in
was
here.
good. Well, Kill, as you are sort of on the way back at this point, Kaz and Kiss, you guys have just made it sort of back to the town proper at this point, and you make your way towards the Great Hall, as that's where you assume Lady Sulfur to be. And as you arrive, the two sort of town guards that are just sort of posted up on the outside, one of them takes a look at you and says, you here to see the Lady Governess?
Yes.
She's actually over at the Hangman's.
Oh. All right.
Well,
She's on break.
we should probably tell you too. I feel like everyone should know.
No, you're right.
We did find a dead body over by the wharf.
A half elf. Just a man.
Could not discern manner of death.
Interesting. What did he look like?
Just.
Half elf, male,
That's all we really
not
got.
too old.
Sure.
The body's still there. It's covered with the top of something.
Boy, how old do you suspect him to be?
Oh, middle-aged.
I thought it was a little younger than that.
Sure.
like 30-ish, I would say.
Did any of you stop to take notes when you were sort of investigating this very serious situation or anything like that? When things were being described to
I
you?
may have. Give me 1 second.
Ah, wonderful.
because,
I'll wait.
That's what a regular person does.
Yeah,
They
of
take
course.
notes. They write things about a dead body that they're coming
Well,
across.
you know.
No, I fucking didn't.
Damn, that was me laughing. The guard just sort of looks at you, narrows his eyes. Right. Well, this should be something that Lady Sulfur would know, or should know. Why don't we take a walk to Hangman's together?
Oh, sure.
Sounds good.
That was really good.
And they
It's like fuck you, Sally.
Of course I did not.
so they walk you to the Hangman's. And at this point, it's probably about noontime or so in the day. And
And she's deep in her cups.
she's not
Just
absolutely
toasted.
plastered. You walk through the swinging doors rather of Hangman's, and you can see there's a handful of people here at this point. Kiss, you notice that there are a few gentlemen just sort of off in the corner that seem to be getting into their cups. People that you don't necessarily you haven't seen before. And in general, there's a handful of people here just sort of having lunch and whatnot. And you can see at the bar, speaking to the off the top of my head, unfortunately, I can't remember her name.
Oh, you didn't write it down?
You weren't
I
taking
do have it
notes.
written down in my extensive notes.
Yeah, Cass is about to die.
And that's on on you.
Yeah.
You're
You do see one of the
I gotta
barkeeps.
earn one of them.
You get a horrible urinary tract infection.
A fatal UTI.
Fatal UTI. That's amazing.
There are no
didn't
cranberries in my world. You're fucked.
You were so fucked. Damn it. You see Mywin
berries.
behind the bar, speaking to Lady Solfred, who seems to be having lunch, and the town guard just sort of begins to like sort of step forward in front of the two of you and approaches Lady Solfred, places a hand on her shoulder and just sort of whispers something, and you see she sort of turns and looks at you and just sort of is like halfway between her mouth and her dish of some sort of like mutton or something like that. She puts it down, and she just sighs heavily. And she says, so, Nevin tells me that you guys, found someone?
Yes.
We found it at the body near the wharf. It was locked in a shed, Lady Governess.
In one of the shacks?
Correct.
Fuck.
It was actually kind of hard to get out, to be honest. It was really wedged in there.
Weird. She looks at Nevin. That'll be all. And Nevin just kind of looks at her and says, you're sure that they're good people. It's fine. And he just sort of nods, looks at the two of you, nods and turns and heads out the door. And she sort of like looks at Mywin for a second, and Mywin just sort of, I'll give you some room. And she just sort of goes about her little duties at the bar. And Solfred says, sit. Lean close. I don't need any sort of alarm with the town right now, okay? With the whole thing with the creature and everything, that's been great. Spirits are a bit high, which is great. The Knoll situation is already enough. We don't need to necessarily cover anything up. I just don't want to make an alarm for anyone around. So keep your voices low. What did this person look like?
Half elf? He's a man? Middle-aged or younger?
Certainly not an old man. I would have guessed perhaps later 20s, maybe early 30s.
All right. There wasn't anyone around when you found them?
No.
Not a soul. We actually knocked on all the doors to see if there was anyone in town. Didn't. No one answered.
Well,
We
that
did
would make
leave.
sense. They're probably out fishing and whatnot. Usually a few people stay behind to sort of watch things, but it's unfortunate. I don't really understand. I still don't realize or really get why they haven't sent word of anything. I mean, we haven't even received any shipments from them. I mean, we've really just been tilling the fields and whatnot from the farmsteads and taking in what livestock that we can for food. We haven't received any fish. Usually that's sort of what feeds the settlement here.
Have you gone down there yourself?
I've been too busy.
Well, if it's an all hands on deck sort of situation, maybe they're just not catching any fish.
I mean, I wish someone would fucking tell me that's the case. I don't know. All right, well, listen. Did you leave your other companions around with the body or whatever?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you head back, bring them back here. We'll figure out who they are, and we'll alert the parties that need to know for now. If you can glean any further information by the time you get back or whatever, please keep that to yourselves. And why don't you just meet me at, you can meet me at the chapel. We can just sort of start there and we can get the body prepared and all those things. The King's Hand is just up the road. When you arrive, if I'm not already there, you can ask for Mother Alessandra.
Nice thing.
I'm gonna finish my lunch. Fucking, I don't know. Vaughn may guide you, I guess. And she just sort of grabs her drink and takes a pretty hefty sip.
It's going to be all right. You're a really good leader.
Well, a good leader would simply be able to keep her people from fucking dying in a shack.
you can't possibly be in charge of
Go
everyone.
figure it out. I'm gonna be here for a little bit.
All right. Goodbye then.
She sort of continues eating.
We go back.
Well, yeah, I figure we head back then.
Sure.
At this point, by the time, for the sake of brevity, by the time you both return, you can see now the ships are in the process of docking and whatnot. No one has sort of like gotten off and immediately gone to the wharf. Yeah, people are just sort of getting things together and whatnot. Kill, at this point, you sort of landed back on your shell. You can stay in your form for as long as you'd like or whatever. Indigo, you can see your two companions, Kiss and Kaz, just sort of like on a jog, little coming back. And you all sort of meet up at this point as everyone is getting set at the dock.
Welcome back, friends. How did things go?
She was not in a good mood, I'll tell you that.
Well,
But,
As per usual.
yes.
But worse this time, obviously.
we are to take the body and bring it to the chapel
Ah,
for last rites and all that.
very well.
Did anything exciting happen while we were gone?
Not really. Some boats are here.
Oh,
The body hasn't moved.
Well, thank the Lord for that.
Yes.
Did
that would
you-
be-
Thank Von May. Apologies.
did you speak to any fishermen?
No, I've just been really just here, keeping an eye on things.
No, that's good.
More of a managerial role, really.
But perhaps we should speak to one of them. Are
I'm
there...
gonna want to go out towards the docks and be like, "All right, who's in charge here?"
Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
I love it.
What if instead of persuasion it was intimidation?
Maybe.
All right, who's in charge here? Fuckheads.
Who's in charge here? Assholes.
Or I'll hurt you.
I will allow you to do it.
Because I do want them to like stop what they're doing. There's no like intimidation.
Sal, do we have I been sitting here long enough for a short rest? Or no?
You certainly not. Indigo for sure.
Well, because we said that normally when I'm in the familiar that like I'm still resting basically.
Oh,
Oh, I'll allow that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
that's nice.
Especially if you're just scouting with the
Yeah.
familiar, that's fine.
It probably didn't matter either way. It would have been an 18 for persuasion and it's a 22 for intimidation.
Well, you are using intimidation, so I'm going with
That's fine.
that type of call. And you can see a handful of people just sort of stop, like, and are like holding like boxes and whatnot, and just sort of like look at you, like, in that same sort of like face of like, oh fuck, am I doing something wrong? Like, just like,
Oh,
what the
I've
fuck?
done this before.
Oh yeah. And you can see that there is a rather stocky-looking dwarf woman, sort of like walking off one of the gangplanks back onto the dock, and you can see she's just sort of deliberately taking her steps. She's not rushing or anything like that. The rest of the fishermen and whatnot, the dock hands and whatnot, just sort of like are like looking at her like, what the fuck is happening? And she just sort of, yeah, right. Fuck are you?
I don't even know if I should do the regular introduction. The name's Sirikaz Thailani. Kaz, if you're feeling sexy.
Oh my god. Super, not the time.
I couldn't think of another S word, I'm sorry. Listen, may I speak with you, not necessarily privately, a little bit away from the rest of the crew.
Make a persuasion check.
There we go. 15.
15. She just sort of like gives you the up and down, and she just sort of like gives like an eye roll to the men, and the fishermen just sort of like go back about their business, and she walks towards you. She then walks past you and says, yeah, come on then, and just continues to walk like in the direction of you all, not like towards you, but just like in your direction.
I'm
And-
still in the familiar, and I just want to fly and land on Kaz's shoulder and kind of like
That's
puff my
cool.
chest out.
Sure, you do
Very
something
cool.
for sure.
I give him a cracker.
Yeah, for sure. That's a gift.
With
Calm down,
slight
Nancy
pause,
Reagan.
I do-
Oh my god.
What?
Are you having her?
I missed what was said.
Nancy Reagan is in this world?
That deserves a round of applause.
The throat goat Nancy Reagan. Oh my god, Jenna. Boo. No.
Thank you so much.
Christ alive. Wow.
Where were we?
I don't fucking know. Sorry. Yes. You are walking.
sweating.
With,
Is it
yeah,
hot?
my ears are red. I'm sure.
I follow after what's her face. I do pause for a quick moment though, like
Now that there's a bird on your shoulder.
nah, it's fine.
Sure. At this point, she approaches the two of you and sees a tarp over like a mound, and she goes, "Fuck's this then?"
Right.
Well, maybe let's keep it down a little bit. Don't want to cause a panic.
Do you know whose shed this is?
Yeah, it's the wolves.
Alright, so it's just community wolf. That's really weird because we found a dead body there, and I'm gonna
Oh.
like pull down the.
And she just sort of, "Who the fuck are you?
I told you, I'm Siricast.
Shut the fuck up. Who are you?"
Oh, fair enough.
We are adventurers. Is that the term that we're using? Are we going with adventurers?
Yes.
We have been charged by the Lady Governess to figure out why she hasn't gotten any word or supplies from you guys in the past, 2 or 3 days?
She's very worried.
Make a persuasion check with advantage since you're all sort of like doing this together.
So
I'm definitely helping.
Sure.
Yeah, you're
you're certainly
intimidating by being a little bird.
I rolled 2 6s. How about a 9?
A 9. And this dwarf woman just sort of like, "If you don't tell me right now what the fuck happened to Lester, I swear to the gods I'm going to run right into town and tell the governess about what the fuck is going on over here."
We don't
So
know
his name's
anything.
Lester.
We just arrived.
And I write it down like a regular human being.
We came down here to the wharf and there was no one around. So we started just looking around and here he was.
Make a persuasion check. The DC will be higher.
Oh, let's find out what that is. 16.
My brother's here.
Hello.
Hey,
16?
Scott.
Yes.
She just sort of like takes a few deep breaths for a second. Sorry. It's a bit upsetting to see your friend just sort of dead in the fucking street.
I can imagine so. Can you tell us about Lester?
Yeah, well. Fuck. And she just sort of like puts the tarp back over his head. She just sort of turns and looks back at everybody. "Why don't we come inside?" And she turns to the house on the right, slightly larger than the rest of them, and you can see she picks Lester up, who's a big man, by herself, and slings him over her shoulder and just fucking walks over, still covered by the tarp.
Get another crush on another strong, buff, short lady.
You're saying it's out of character, right?
Yes.
If the group is going to start to walk away, then I'll transfer my consciousness back, and this giant turtle stands up.
I definitely give like a. As he just like dematerializes on my shoulder.
No, the familiar's
the
still on your
familiar
shoulder,
stays.
actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot because you.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
For sure.
Noise.
All right, you do so.
Yeah.
And you all follow her into her home. As you walk in, you can see she sort of places Lester just sort of in the middle of her dining table and just places it on top. And she pulls the tarp off of him and just immediately begins to like start like opening like his shirt and whatnot and like really giving him like a thorough like check around seeing what the fuck happened. And she comes to a very similar conclusion of you all and says, "What the fuck? He just looks like he fucking dropped dead."
I didn't notice anything weird while she was doing that investigation, did I? Like,
Make a perception check.
I'm
Yeah,
worried,
actually, if
I'm
I can
worried
make
that
an
maybe
insight
she was
check
like trying to
to see
hide
if there's-
something.
yeah.
Perception and insight, sure.
22 with a nat 20.
Nat 20,
I don't know if
Yeah.
that matters
22.
always.
25.
25.
It
Less than both of that.
Sure. You observe her, and she seems she does these checks very quickly. Like she knows what she's looking for, but also in that she doesn't find anything. So like she moves from one thing to the next quickly because there's nothing there to find. As far as like her demeanor and whatnot, she seems upset. Like for the most part, like she just seems not worried or anything like that, but just stressed. Like, you know,
is this that we're in her home now?
as far as you know, I mean, she
There-
led you into a
is there a
home.
Hey,
fireplace?
home.
There is.
This isn't the home with the mall, is it?
This is
The
not
Warhammer?
Warhammer. No.
I'll I'll go ahead and light a fire
Mhm.
with Druidcraft.
Okay. And she just sort of turns and
Druid
see,
craft
like
can light a
as
fire?
you do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As she hears the fire light, she just sort of turns. Thanks. I don't understand. He just seems like he fucking up and dropped dead.
That's what it seems like to us too.
Well, but he was really wedged into that shed, so we're thinking it probably wasn't natural.
Fuck. Don't even know I could fucking fit in there. She just sort of pats his stomach a little bit.
When was the
Shakes her
last
head.
time you saw him?
Last night, I think.
Is he normally on one of the boats out there with y'all?
Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. I mean, it's a fucking tragedy. Someone's got to tell Krista.
Who's Krista?
Krista, it's his father. He's sort of the head of the wharf. I haven't seen him in a minute either. That.
Krista.
That's his father.
Yeah, Krista.
Krister.
Oh. So he hasn't been here either?
Last time I seen Krista was. Fuck. I don't know. I have to think for a moment. Maybe. A couple nights ago? Not sure.
Sorry, we know Lester's name. I didn't think we know yours yet.
Sorry. Coletta.
Can you spell that for me?
Koleta.
Thank you.
And anyone else missing in action, Coletta, other than Krister?
Well, it's a fucking tragedy, I'll tell you what, because Lester, I mean, he was a good young lad.
Sure.
Not too long ago, I don't remember how long it was, maybe a few months ago, but Krister's eldest son, Ben, he went out to sea. Ben liked to do things by himself here and there. There was rumours of a large catch, and so he wanted to go out and get it himself. He wanted to see. He made it back, but when he came back, it was different. He just. Poor fucker went mad.
Ben did.
Matt.
Ben. Yeah, mad. Well mad. Like, danger to himself and others mad. And. Fuck. It was a tragedy because. I mean, we really couldn't take care of him, and. I don't know, you know, we don't know if it was the right choice or not, but Krista, he couldn't see his son live that way. Ben used to tend the lighthouse and whatnot. Right. Krista, well, he made a choice, and he put Ben to bed.
Oh my god.
Damn.
It was tough. There wasn't really much we could do for him. He became so violent, and it was like he was possessed. I can't even explain it. We took him to the king's hands. They looked after him. They tried to, but he attacked one of the hands there. Yes, Michaela?
We have a wild magic stream.
Oh,
God! Now of all times!
Go ahead and roll a D100.
Oh,
Sick
God.
bastards!
Yes, I love it.
Let's drink while we're at it.
Oh, drink!
Hey!
Alright,
I
sick.
didn't want to interrupt.
Oh no.
It's the right moment for
Please
both.
Please do. Go ahead and roll the D100.
All right.
Amazing
Am I looking good? Was
time.
I supposed to wait?
No, it's the perfect time.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
100?
69.
69.
Speaking of Nancy.
Nancy Reagan
my
materializes
God.
in front of you.
She's here with us. What is it? Please tell me. It's something dirty.
I know you put something under the 69 slot.
It kills the only NPC in 10 feet.
No.
Oh no!
No, Hedrock, reappears.
My patron!
He's always around when you need him. Ow.
Indigo.
Mm-hmm.
As Coletta is explaining this sad situation, you begin to feel that sort of knot in your stomach again, and you go, not now.
Oh no.
And you just feel a small little pulse of energy sort of erupt from you, and everyone around you, and each of you see this as well, or yes, don't see this. Everyone disappears from your vision. You
Like-
all are still sort of standing around, and like you're still standing in the house, but in an instant, everyone disappears.
Everyone's invisible.
So okay, is that include myself?
Everyone
Okay.
within 30 feet of you turns invisible.
Hey,
Wait.
where'd y'all go?
Hello?
I'm
What?
right
Did
here.
Lester
What
disappear?
the fuck is going on?
Hello?
Did Lester-
Lester does not disappear.
Okay,
because
cool.
Lester is not considered a creature.
Just
Lester
wanted
is
to make
dead.
sure.
Yeah.
Is this one of your? I don't know why I'm looking at you. I can't see
fuck is
anything.
happening?
No, it's nothing to do
Oh.
with me. I didn't do it.
So this is awkward. This might have been me. I'm very sorry. Things happen to me sometimes. This appears to be one of them.
Hey, who's in my mouth? I pull the rat out.
It should usually just give it a little bit of time. Everything should go back to normal. In a bit.
Where the fuck did Sulfrid find you?
We sort of washed up and
Sort
found
of
each
washed
other.
up on shore, didn't we?
Gods
So
above.
this is gonna go away in a bit.
It should.
I can think of worse things if it doesn't.
At this point, about a minute goes by, and you all sort of.
Oh yes, there we go.
Alright.
I'm dreadfully sorry about that.
Momentary glitch.
It happens.
Yes. Should I stand outside for this this very important conversation?
That might be for the better.
Yes, I'll be. Just fill me in on what happens. I will be just outside.
You can stay if you need to.
I'm.
As long as you can promise something is not gonna fucking shoot out of you and hurt somebody.
We promise. Happen again.
Okay.
Yes, McNeil.
So when Ben went out fishing after the big haul he thought was out there, do you know where that was? Isn't it kind of a new fishing spot?
I'm not entirely sure where he went. He just sort of sailed out into the night, which ill-advised in general, but it was
All by himself?
by himself. He was always, eager.
Yeah.
Krista was a bit tough on the boys. After he lost Ben, he was changed, softened himself, for the betterment of everyone, for the most part. But he didn't really come around too much after that, at least out to sea. He took care of the lighthouse ever since then.
That's where Krister stays now.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily stay there. He stays there for some time when he, tends to it. But he still sleeps there, and she sort of points out the window to the house across, which
Which is
was
the
the
one
house
with
that you
the
found the hammer in.
All
Well,
right.
he used to be a member of the King's Own, the Navy. Well, he settled here.
You think
Disconnect the camera again. It froze.
Oh no.
Go ahead and hit me with just right-click the player scan, and then properties. Disconnect on top, reconnect,
You said he was
Yeah.
he was in the Navy.
and then activate. Yes.
Oh, just making sure I heard you correctly.
You said Krister and Lester lived together?
They did, yes. I mean,
No other.
until now.
Yes, of course. Any other family there?
No, not here. Kristen never really talked about their mother or anything like that, and they didn't have any other siblings.
What do you mean Ben was dangerous? What made him a danger to others?
He would lash out. He would lash out himself. Over time, he started to get these, not bumps, bits of his skin would sort of, not decay, they would calcify. It was almost like fucking bark on a tree.
interesting?
Like wood.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Here and there, bits and pieces, and he would just, as that sort of grew on him, it was like he was becoming feral, vicious even. Just here and there,
Krista would try to keep, have him get some fresh air and whatnot, and just he would lash out at Krista. Krista would have to subdue him. They brought him to the king's hand, the hand that he attacked and really hurt her. They had to subdue him and sort of keep him down. It wasn't shortly after that Mother Alessandra just sort of didn't really know what else to do. She prayed every night. Krista prayed every night. Eventually, he started taking Ben to the lighthouse. And one day, he just didn't come back with him.
Krista did. Took him to the lighthouse.
Krista did, yeah.
How far is the lighthouse from here?
Too far away. She sort of like looks towards at this point, I guess, where it would be toward the west. She doesn't like look out a window or anything. Not too far west. I mean, last thing I knew, Krista was headed over there. Anyways, I haven't seen him since.
Has anyone else been to the lighthouse since then?
Krista's the only one who heads over there.
I've got a strange question for you. Do you know where Ben is buried?
I assume the cemetery.
All right.
Just to be clear, so Krista is the only one who presumably saw Ben die. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, Krista put him down.
I see. Out of character, would any knowledge tell us anything about Ben's condition as it was described to us?
Go ahead and give me.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay, you guys can all make a nature check, I guess.
Nature check.
If you've heard of anything of an affliction like that.
Got a 9.
Natural 20
Nice.
or 23.
13.
13,
14.
14. You
Price is
all
Right rules.
haven't necessarily heard of anything that would cause someone's skin to like calcify in a manner that would resemble like a bark on a tree or wood or whatever. Kill, you've certainly heard of stories of long ago of a certain sort of like hex or a curse that would befall your people or whatever, or just sort of like people from the Maritimes who would essentially, it's kind of like a children's folk story to keep kids from like wandering too far away from the sort of communal tribe until they are going out for their pilgrimage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was basically just a story of if you leave too early, then you will become one with the forest. That's all really that's the only thing that sort of like is even similar to this.
Yeah.
There are many versions of that story, like people becoming trees, or people being pulled down into the earth, or whatever, or being lost in the ocean for swimming out too far, or something like that. But it's always been like folk tales to keep kids in the colony until they set off.
Are Krister and his family, are they from the island?
Well, I mean, not really in the sense that anyone is from the island besides the Moorfolk.
Yeah, all right.
They were some of the original settlers here, yes, but no one is. I mean, none of us are Moorfolk.
Mother Alessandra, we're going to go see her shortly. We were going to take Lester there, to the chapel. What's she like?
Might be a good idea. I would hope before then that maybe, I don't know, maybe I could go try to find Krista. I'm not entirely sure. But someone needs to tell. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck happened.
Could perhaps, I mean, if it's all right with everyone else, could perhaps you take Lester to the chapel and we could investigate
I could do that.
this lighthouse?
I could certainly do that.
Real quick, random question. How long ago was Krista part of the Navy?
Fuck, I don't know. Man's old. If I had to guess, I mean, I don't know. I think it was sometime before Lester, or sometime before Ben was born. Ben, at this point, would have been about 33 or so, as far as I remember, something like that. So I did more than maybe 35 years ago, something like that. I'm not sure.
And is he still in contact with anyone from the Navy?
I don't know.
Right, maybe I should help her take the body back.
Why?
You know, it doesn't seem right to have her carry it all on her own.
I can do it. It's fine.
Right, but
Not anyone like you could really. Yeah, no
right,
offense.
but there
The
might
skin and
be
bones.
there might be a
You're
killer
right,
on the
he is.
loose. It wouldn't do well to just be going somewhere alone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how someone could kill like this. To be totally honest with you, it straight up seems like he up and died. It's very kind of you. I can take care of myself.
Can you take care of yourself while carrying a body? When I have 3 hands and a really nice long sword.
I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to come along. I just want you to know, I don't need it.
Right. Well, better safe than sorry, I always say. Hate for something to happen to you.
She just sort of looks at you for a moment.
I would also like to see if it seems like to me that Kaz is
Get an
hiding
inside check.
something. Yeah.
And she just sort of,
16.
you can see with that, between the two of them, you can see she is now sort of observably trepidatious about you now. A little weird from Kaz. I mean, like, as far as you can tell, like, that's a weird way to go about this. You don't really get too much more than that. And she just sort of, it's all right. I'll be fine. Thank you, then. And she just sort of, so I will take Lester, and you will all head to the lighthouse then, yeah?
Sure.
Seems
Sure.
like a good idea to me.
I just got one more question. This is kind of weird, but as his skin started, I think you said they started to kind of calcify and even like break off.
Yes.
Yeah. Any chance you think? I mean, did anybody study any of the bits that came off or anything hanging around?
I think the hands at the chapel
Might
maybe
have
might
something. All
know
right.
a bit more. I know that Krista brought him there when it started to get really bad,
Yeah.
in hopes that someone would be able to do something. There are a few people in town proper that he brought him to, just to sort of try to get an idea of what it was. He's thinking maybe it was like something like a scurvy type thing, or just sort of like a weird skin rash that just got bad, and then it started to get worse. And so he brought him to the King's Hand. They might know something, but as far as I could tell, when he took them away from them, they didn't really. They were just simply praying over it, which can do wonders, of course, but I don't know if they found anything of alchemic help for him.
And nobody knew where he was going that night.
Ben?
Yeah.
Well, he was going out to sea to try to catch some.
Yeah, but
Some
nowhere specific. He just was out there
I mean,
thinking.
he just sort of went out. I mean, he went out in the middle of the night. That was the
Yeah.
thing.
Did he say anything odd when he came back? You said he went mad. Did he say anything particular that you recall?
I mean, he would just always chatter on about being like cold back to the sea, and every once in a while, Krista would have to like I said, when he would lash out, it was almost as if he was running towards the docks or towards the cerulean, And Krista would stop him each time, and here and there they would sit at the shore and whatnot, or on the edge of the dock. When he was in his bit more calm episodes, but it's like they were sitting on the dock of the bay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Just. Yep. I get that.
But that was it. He would just, until eventually he wouldn't necessarily speak. Really, he would just sort of make like guttural noises. It was really upsetting.
Yes, I can imagine so.
Poor Ben.
Kill. Maybe you and me should go to the chapel and see if they've got any of the any samples of the bark skin left.
But I want to go too.
Yeah, I mean, we can go. What time does Krister usually come back from the lighthouse, do you think?
It depends. I mean, the thing is, I haven't seen him in a day or two. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure Lester was meant to go check on him or something like that. We haven't seen him in a minute.
All right.
So
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I mean, why don't you head back to the King's Hand and if nothing else, she'll introduce us. But I think we got a few places to check out.
Lighthouse first, then.
Sure.
Works for me.
Then I'll meet you back at the hand then.
All right.
Yes.
Right. I don't know if you can sort of wave it off, but you mind putting out the fire?
Oh yeah, I'll take care of it.
Snuffed. She sort of nods. She takes Lester and puts him over her shoulder, takes the tarp, sort of like drapes it over herself, and with one arm, she's very strong. She leads you all out the door, turns around, shuts the door behind her. Fucking God's with us, I guess. And she begins to make her way towards the town proper.
Yeah, kind of let her make a little distance, and then, man, something's going on here. It doesn't really make much sense to me.
Well, honestly, I think she might have something to do with it, and that's kind of why I wanted to go with her. But
Really?
well, just out of safety, you know.
You think she's suspicious?
Well, we don't know who's done anything, who knows anything. It seemed to me that maybe one of us should have gone with her just to make sure she didn't dump the body and
that's
tell
true.
lies about us.
Yeah. Well,
But I was shot down on that. So
we might have to handle a real existential question about whether people are still people after they die. But maybe I have something I could use if maybe the body just disappears.
What?
It's real problematic when you're playing a game and you start treating dead bodies as objects. But anyway,
Anyways,
Oh, fuck. Oh,
but
an
hey,
ethical question.
I mean, if the body was infected with some kind of
Oh, you think it may have had the same condition as Ben?
well, I mean,
Perhaps.
maybe it's we don't know how long. I guess we didn't really ask how long Ben was kind of starting to go crazy before the skin condition started. But if he's got some kind of maybe pathogen or some kind of like infection of little critters, getting in there. I don't know. I mean, on my island, there's all kinds of stuff happens where one kind of thing takes over another thing, and But if we find the body, I can kind of take a quick look and maybe see if anything. I'd like to get a look at the skin, to be honest. I don't know if I'll know anything specific, but
In the cemetery?
well, if that's where the body is,
You want us to dig him up?
well, I would do the heavy lifting. It's no big deal.
No, it's not a bad idea.
should we maybe alert someone to the plan before we do that?
They're not going to let us exhume a body.
They're not going to love it.
Yeah,
They
well, that's
just see
fine.
us doing it.
That's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
fair enough.
I say I'm very interested in this lighthouse. I'm very
Yeah.
Well, I don't
curious
know
about
if
what we
there's anything
might
there.
find there.
I mean, we don't even know if
Krista.
Krista is there. No one's
Sal,
seen him in days.
are the most of the fishermen still like unpacking the boats and doing shit?
yeah, there's still about that. I mean, like a handful of them. You even see like as Coletta is like making her way out of the wharf, you can see a handful of people are like running up to her, like
Okay.
assumedly asking her what's going
I
on. But
I kind of walk over to Kaz and I'm like, you like to. I mean, I haven't known you long, but you like to get up to some shit. I could tell.
I already like where this is going.
Have I got a proposition for you?
All right, let's hear it.
Now look, this house next door, Krister's house. I saw there's a thing in there that's kind of magical, but that's interesting. But if we could kind of make our way in there, you never know. Maybe we'll find some writings. Maybe the man writes a journal. Maybe
Not a bad idea.
you never know what
Not
you might
a bad
find in
idea
there.
at all.
Really smart.
Yeah.
We should.
And now's probably the time because he's gone and these folks are still kind of packing up for the day.
All right. Is there like a back door perhaps, or is just the one that would probably be very visible?
yes, Jamie.
Well, I was thinking, while this is going on, maybe I can. Would you like me to maybe create a distraction for this to make sure
Yes.
no one else notices what's happening here.
Definitely.
Now, is that something that you think you could do?
I think I can draw attention quite well.
Oh,
Thank
alright.
you very much.
Please do.
So yeah, I'm gonna pull out my pan flute
Okay.
Oh,
and yes, no.
I'm gonna pull out my penis.
I think I can cause a distraction.
No, I'll pull out my pan flute. I'm gonna go like do a little like performance. Just kind of like, hello everyone. Let me just play a little song for everyone.
Okay,
And
make
just play
a
little song.
performance check for me.
you didn't say that like Indigo. Come on.
This was a more.
It's
The situation is a little more dire than typical. It's like it's a very sober sort of. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me in this difficult time.
You start conducting mass.
In these trying
In
times.
these trying times,
Now more than ever.
Christmas may look a little different this year. Okay,
Finds you well.
that's 17.
17. Yeah, you burst into a sort of lively, small little ditty that sort of causes a small crowd to form around you as you sort of stand on a nearby crate that a few of the fishermen are sort of set up near the shack and whatnot. And a couple of them are like, bopping along to it, like, most of their attention is drawn to you. Some of them are still putting like stuff away or like what the fuck is going on.
I'll try to stand in such a way that they're facing like away from the house they're robbing.
Sure, you do so. And what are the rest of you trying to do?
I'm trying to stealthily look around. Not necessarily like creeping about,
Speaking,
but
yeah,
just like
snooping.
trying to not look like super conspicuous. Looking
Just
for
make a stealth check. in general.
perhaps another door.
I'm so happy to see you roguing. I feel so proud.
19 plus 8, 27.
Fucking 27, yeah. You very nonchalantly and super casually, to the point where like you couldn't fathom anybody like you drawing anybody's attention to you.
Yeah.
You slip over towards Krister's home and sort of sneak around the back, and you do notice that there is a backdoor entrance.
Sure. I'm gonna just go ahead and give it a try. Maybe it's even unlocked.
It is locked.
Okay, cool. I do have thieves' tools. I would like to try to pick the lock.
Certainly. Go ahead and give me a lock-picking check. So you go ahead and use the thieves' tools. You are proficient in them, so you
Of
can add your
course.
proficiency.
Is
It's a
it-
sleight of hand. Technically, it's a sleight of hand check.
So I get to add 4.
It's Dex plus your proficiency.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
That's a 10.
10. You attempt to go pick this lock, and you slip the pick in, and you sort of feel a few of the little hinges and whatnot, and you sort of get caught on one, which is super unexpected because, as far as you can tell, it seems like a mundane lock, and you're like, oh, okay, this is... And then you sort of get snagged on something, you're like, what the fuck? That's weird. And you move around a little bit, and you can't actually even seem to get the lockpick out until you sort of yank it out. Unfortunately, you were unsuccessful with attempting to pick it.
Is there a window nearby?
Yeah, certainly. Cool.
I'll go ahead and just try to open it, see if maybe it's unlocked.
The window is also locked.
Cool. Is there any sort of mechanism to unlock it from the outside?
From the outside, no.
Cool. How loud is his distraction?
Oh, it's pretty loud. People are like, at this point, you can hear people going, oh, I don't know, who's this guy? Are those hooves? Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and just like with my sword.
Make an attack roll.
Dope.
Well, damn.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
it's 21.
Yeah, so you succeed in shattering the window. Go ahead and give me another stealth check just to see how, quickly and like swiftly and silently you can do this.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you sort of slam it. It only breaks like one of the panes in a little bit, but enough to where you could slip your hand in, unhinge one of like the small little hinge locks on it, and then slip your fingernails in and sort of pry and then push with your fingers up and lift the window, which you do.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and enter that house.
And then you slip in.
I feel like I could have done that, but I also appreciate you being the emotional leader right now. Really driving us forward.
I mean, it doesn't sound like I didn't really like break it. It sounds more like I almost popped the glass out of the pane a little bit.
No, you broke
No,
the
you
pane.
broke
Oh,
it.
okay, cool.
Oh, yeah,
Dope.
yeah, you certainly did. Kill, you cannot fit through the window.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fair.
But you do slip in.
I'm gonna
yes.
go unlock the back door.
Okay, yeah, you do so.
Yeah.
And you, as you go to unlock the back door, you notice that this lock is much more intricate than normal. Like you have to like turn like a few different things, and it eventually does unlock. But that's certainly why you couldn't do it before. This is not a mundane lock.
Gotcha.
Damn. All right.
Suspicious.
You guys want to come in?
Of course.
I'd love to.
All right.
Alrighty. You
We're
guys are
looking.
inside. You see that you are in a sort of kitchen area. There, is a sort of a little fire pit with a cauldron sort of hanging over it and whatnot, and a few buckets of water and whatnot that don't seem to be fully filled or anything. You make your way through here towards the sort of like living space area. This is one of the houses with a second floor. There's a stairs to your right, the main door in front of you, a fireplace, and you can see now the weapon that Kill was describing, a warhammer that's sort of mounted on top of the fireplace. There is a very large bearskin pelt on the floor. There are a few different chairs and whatnot, and chests here and there that just sort of like spread about.
Have I ever seen a bear before? Are bears native to my island?
No.
Then I want to just like lay on the rug and just kind of get
Sure.
a feel for it real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Feels very nice.
What the
Very
fuck is
soft.
that?
Very soft.
Kill. The
Oh.
drapes are open.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, is that weird?
It's weird that we're in here,
Oh,
right?
okay.
You saw me break a window.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as I'm in here, I might as well take this. I'll take the hammer.
Sure. You take the head.
Well, I love the energy, I suppose.
Yeah. So anyway, this will help me find the journal, I think. I'm gonna start looking for the
It
journal.
absolutely
Okay.
will. You're correct.
Yeah.
We're all
Pretty sure
looking
it's one of them
Not
hammers the journal
specifically a
finding.
but you know.
Make sure you write down
Yeah.
that you picked Krister's Warhammer.
We're looking for clues.
Yeah. We're looking for clues.
Go ahead and
This here's a
everybody
hammer.
give me an investigation check.
Hammer of investigation +1.
Yeah.
If it matters at all, I'm really looking for a bedroom, but
Gotcha.
11.
11.
13.
11, 13. Kaz, you head upstairs, and you notice that there are 3 rooms upstairs. One of them is a full usual bedroom, bed, wardrobe and whatnot, etc. The other 2, one of them is like almost completely barren. The only like other thing in it is like a small little foot locker that doesn't seem to. A lot of things seem to have been moved out of here. Really, there's just a small foot locker in there. The other room is similar to that room, but there are still a few more things in there. There's a bed in there, but there isn't like a wardrobe really at all or anything. There's just like a bed. The sheets seem to be just sort of like strewn about and whatnot, not made. There is a small wolfskin pelt on the floor in this room, and there is a bunch of dust here. Not like so much to where it's like no one's ever been here, but like there's a good amount of dust. You can see that there is an area where it seems as though maybe a desk and like a chair used to be. That seems to be like a bunch of dust sort of settled around a certain area, and then that might have been moved out of here. There only seems to be one full bedroom in here.
Okay. Can I check that foot locker real quick?
Yeah. You go to open it, and it is locked.
Well, again, I suppose.
Go ahead and make a lockpick check.
Come
Luckily, you bury the
on,
lead on every.
Stop.
Everything's like, yep.
23.
23.
It's
This one's simple enough. You slip the lockpick in. You do the usual thing, click, click, and you're like, oh, finally. You open it up, and there is a small sort of carving knife that is very similar to the one that Lester had on him, but it is like pristine. It's not like well used or anything like that. Probably not ever used at all. Very well polished.
And that's it? That's the only thing in there?
That's it.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and take that carving knife. Something about that is hitting me the wrong way.
Okay.
And you said that there was the room where stuff's kind of strewn about. Looks like stuff was moved. And then the other room that had the wardrobe and stuff. Basically, just assume that I open up everything looking for weird stuff.
Assume that if there's something there, I find it.
I find the
The
clues.
two of you, while Kaz is sort of like marking out each room, you enter in the more furnished room, and you guys begin to snoop about and whatnot. You find a handful of clothes in the wardrobe, similar to the ones that Lester was wearing already. There's a desk. It doesn't seem to be used. No writing or journal or documents or anything on it.
The bed was made. It looks like, you know, the room is well used. It doesn't seem to be too dusty or anything like that. You don't really find anything. It's pretty mundane for the most part. As the three of you sort of begin to snoop around the top, you don't find any journals or anything like that. You just sort of all come to the conclusion, like, one of these rooms, everything has been moved out of, just the footlocker is left. The other room, a good amount of things have been moved out of it, not the bed. The bed hasn't been made. Doesn't seem like someone's slept here maybe in a couple days. And that's about all you glean.
Okay. No bits of bark skin laying around?
No?
All right, my best guess, stuff has been moved up to the lighthouse.
It's probably a good
Probably
bet.
staying there.
It's probably a good bet. I'm kind of like getting a feel for the weight of this thing. It's like a two-handed hammer or like a one-handed like mace kind of thing?
It's
Can you
not
use a warhammer?
so big that you could only wield it with two hands, but
Okay.
it seems to be versatile.
Seems to be.
Do you have proficiency with warhammers?
I don't know, probably. Yeah.
You're going to take that to the lighthouse when we visit Krista.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take it everywhere I go from now on.
I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. I'm like 30% sure Krista's dead. No one's seen him in
Hey.
days.
Yeah,
no
I'm
one's been
getting-
up to the lighthouse, correct? I guess we don't know if the lighthouse has been going.
Well, or he's gone insane from the same reason. We don't know if this thing is contagious.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Fuck.
Yeah, maybe we're all gonna go insane. Would there be like dead insane rats showing up if we were all gonna go insane?
I don't hardly know how it works.
Okay.
And I don't think it's that specific.
All right.
I'm sorry, that was a perfectly valid question. I didn't mean to react rudely.
It's okay.
There's
I'm
no,
immune to your criticism.
There's no like basement or anything, is there?
I'm very self-assured.
I can tell. That's a good thing.
As you're swinging a warhammer
Um,
around.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can make our way to the lighthouse. I also think we should go to the
The chapel.
cemetery too.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we could go there at night, I suppose, if we think it'll draw attention. But cemetery is kind of off the beaten path, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd love to go there, actually.
yeah. To
Where
bury your
first?
rat.
Yes, to bury my rat.
You say that like what he asked was weird. You've wanted to visit the cemetery all day, and you've been carrying a dead rat in your pocket, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm not. Listen, Kiss. I've come to respect you in the 24 hours we've known each other. I need you to understand that that's weird, right?
Unless it's for food, then
Unless
it's
it's
not
for
weird.
food, it's not as weird.
I'm not trying to eat a dead rat. I eat food.
A dead rat
is-
could be food.
Yeah, define food.
Yeah, what's food? Actually, you know what? We don't have time for this. We are trespassing right now. Perhaps we should leave the house.
You're right.
We have to take a break soon. We should really move this forward.
Something in the skies, tell me.
All right, let's get out then. Let's go somewhere.
It's like barely midday.
Is Indigo
right?
still putting
Yeah.
on his panpipes concert?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If I see you guys leaving, I'm gonna be like, and
Oh, wow, wow. Come around here more often. Are those hopes? Yes. And you all just sort of like gather up together. No one seems to be the wiser of the breaking and entering.
You're just holding
Yes.
the
And
warhammer?
the grand theft.
What?
Out?
That's
Oh.
grand theft.
Yeah,
Mine
no,
was-
I know, I'm
Mine
just
was
saying.
petty.
Yeah.
Petty
theft,
larceny.
What is grand theft?
It's
Grand theft
thirsty.
is when it's worth a lot.
Is this worth a lot?
Just put
You
that
said it
down.
was magical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth a lot. Magical things tend to be worth a lot.
Well, but my logic is both his kids are dead, so you know.
There's no inheritance.
Where's it gonna
no,
go?
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You may as well take
Yeah.
it.
And he left it undefended, so as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Listen, it'll help us going forward. If we imagine Kiss. I do not have time for this. I'm sorry. I keep trying to have these asides and explain things to you. We don't.
Is
We
that-
should really get out of
Is
it.
that not the
Right.
way things work here? You know, parents pass things on to their kids.
It absolutely is.
Like
You're
that's where I got
correct.
my spear.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But his kids are dead, right? I didn't forget a kid.
I have a bit of a theory actually about that. So
Oh.
I enjoy a good book every now and then. I occasionally read some mystery stories. I enjoy a good whodunit. One rule of mystery stories is if you learn that a character has died but don't actually see them die or actually witness the death in the book, they might not actually be dead.
Well, damn. That's just dishonest.
Well, I remember reading that, and then there was only a single person left.
Yes.
By Schmagatha.
Really long title for that book, but yes.
Well,
It's just a theory. I mean, we won't really know until we learn more. But that's a
fascinating.
theory I have.
if it turns
Also,
out,
I don't, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it turns out they're still alive, I will give it to them as the rightful owners.
And thinking back on your little the mouse omen that you had earlier, we have a dead mouse, a wooden mouse, and a live mouse. What if
We have a dead rat.
rat? Sorry.
No, they're
Are they mice or rats?
Dead
I don't really
dead
know.
mouse is a different thing.
Oh, for real?
Right. Well, then we have a dead rat, which could be Lester.
Can
We
I
have-
see the dead rat again?
I think I.
Can I?
Sure.
All right, I take
That's
it.
so close
I like,
to seeing it
I like
all
lift up the
in.
hat and I'm like,
No, no.
do I see the difference?
Oh, certainly.
Between a mouse
All
and
right, I see it now. Okay,
Right.
here you go.
So,
There's your food.
what if the dead mouse is Lester? The wooden mouse could be Ben. The living mouse maybe could be what's his
Krista.
name?
It could be the three members of the family.
It could be Krister.
Well, the
Holy
wooden
shit.
one, the wooden one would be. That's genius.
Because it's got little bits of bark on his
That's
skin.
why I was like, bark, wood.
Indigo.
Interesting.
I've needed you all my whole life.
It's more than a hat rack, isn't it?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Just a thought. It just
So we've
I
got
could be
to go.
completely wrong. I am a bit drunk, but just an idea.
I love it.
I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna use a spell slot. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Is your name Krister?
No.
Does he look like particularly old mouse to
Does
me?
he look like a Krister? Does he look like he should be a
Um,
Krister?
You get a good look. Two things. One, no, not old. Seems pretty young.
Yeah, you look
Two.
good for your age.
Not a he.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for your time.
Oh.
Come on.
Maybe more of like a metaphor.
Yeah, maybe it's more representational
Right.
sort of thing.
I didn't
Why am I
think
talking
it
with, why am I talking with your accent?
Representation.
How y'all doing? How,
Representation is
Yeah, we're all-
important.
howdy, everybody.
What was that one?
That was an Australian man trying to do a Southern
That was good.
Thank you.
Top notch.
Anyway, so should we go to the lighthouse?
What would what would
Yes.
happen if we were reading the book? Would we go to the lighthouse next, the cemetery next, or the chapel next?
I'm thinking. I mean, to me right now, it seems like. Why am I talking? Fucking, I'm going back to Donnie's the problem.
Donnie again.
I'm going back to Donnie. What I think we should do is
You have to hold the wine.
yes, heading for the wine or I lose it. I mean, to me, it seems like Krister seems like the obvious suspect to me. You know, he's directly involved in all of this. You know, when it goes to the lighthouse for mysterious, unknown purposes.
Yes.
To me, he seems like the prime suspect.
All right, let's
It's
go.
not. It's not mysterious and unknown. Someone has to run the lighthouse.
Right, but
No,
he
but he's suspicious. Also,
he did take his son, who was afflicted with some magical plague there, and then returned without him.
he
and then-
euthanized his child.
Right, well.
Or did he?
his
We
child
don't know
was
that he
mad.
actually killed Ben.
We have good motive for Ben, and it's known apparently, and everyone's kind of like, it sucks, but we'll deal with it. But then we've got dead Lester, which we have no motive for. He was not mad. I didn't see any bark on his body whatsoever. So as much as I'm like, yeah, let's fucking get Christo.
I mean, it might not be Krister. We don't really
But
know.
we should go there.
It does seem like the lighthouse is central to this in some way.
I'm kidding.
Out of character, did we see you do the augury when you did it the last time, or was that in your room?
I think it was in my room.
Okay. Then I won't say anything about it.
Time to make a decision. Let's go to the lighthouse.
All right,
To the
it's
lighthouse,
time to be-
everyone.
To the lighthouse.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right. You all begin to sort of gather your things and head in the direction toward the lighthouse, which is due west from here. You can actually see it sitting at the sort of top of a rather higher sort of cliffed edge where the shore just sort of like shelves off, where the land gives way to a bit more of a ridge as the water crashes up against it. It's not too far away, probably just like a 10 or 15 minute walk from here. And you can see, as you all look up, you can see that the brazier is lit, and it is burning. It is midday, so it's not like bright or anything like that, but it is lit. And you begin to steel yourselves in whatever you might find at this odd little lighthouse up the way. You head forward.
and we're going to take a quick break there. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes, everyone. So go ahead and get some water, use the restroom. That's what we're going to do. And we will be back, like I said, in just about 5 minutes. Well, hopefully we'll be back just before 8 o'clock Eastern Standard. So thank you very much, and we'll see you very soon. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we are in the process of trying to solve the death of Lester. You guys don't know his surname, but I'm going to tell you right now. Lester Dahlin, son of Old Krister. You're on the way to the lighthouse from the fishing wharf in the small town of Eodra and the island of Moor. If any of you still have channel points or anything like that wish to redeem DM drinks,
Somebody
we're
give
ready
that.
to go.
I did it before the breaks.
Amazing.
Please pass him some of those napkins.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you. All right.
I've dreamt of that so many times.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Wow.
I gave it a little shake before it happened, just for a little pizzazz. All right, so you're on the way to the lighthouse. Michaela, let's give them the group, and we can start back into the game.
We're eating snacks now.
Oh, no worries.
You need one of those pretzels.
Yeah, eat directly into the microphone. Everybody loves that. Yeah.
We'll stop.
No worries. That's fine. Alrighty. So you're on the way to the lighthouse. As you begin to walk through the streets and whatnot, Kill, you look up, and at this point you sort of can tell the brazier is not necessarily at this like full flame, this inferno that you would probably expect it to be at if it's going to guide ships through the night. And even so, you're like, why would it be lit during the day? Surely they don't really need that. It seems to be in the process of dying down. Not like immediately, but you know, it's not as alight as one might think.
You see that? The plot thickens.
You guys make it to the sort of base of the lighthouse after maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. And you can see that it's probably about 5 stories high. It's rather tall. The top of it where the brazier is lit is open. It's just sort of like the roof of the place. And there are sort of it's a double wide sort of iron-bound door. With the door sort of like left ajar open.
Looks like an invitation to me.
Sure does.
Let's go.
Let's go in.
Open.
Alright, you open the doors.
I'm gonna tail the party.
Sure. The bottom floor of the lighthouse is rather mundane. There doesn't really seem to be anything around on the sort of bottom floor of it. There is a spiral staircase that you see now that leads all the way up. It doesn't. It sort of stops where you can see like the underside of like a wooden floor platform kind of situation. You can't see any further. But it can't be that far. It can't be the roof because the outside looks way taller. So there's probably some sort of center room or something like that.
Is the stairway up stone or wood?
Wood.
Wood. Okay.
And it leads probably up until that point, maybe 1.5 stories or so, maybe 2 or something like that. But the bottom floor doesn't seem to really have too much on it. There is another bear pelt that sort of is strewn across this floor, but it seems as though, once again, Kill and Kiss, you both notice, it seems like whatever used to be down here, there seems like a lot of stuff has been moved. That maybe there was like a handful of things down on the first floor, but they are no longer here.
A little bit sparse down here.
I agree.
Right. My concern is that there might be something up there. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Being probably the second lightest and definitely the sneakiest, I'm gonna go ahead and sneak up and see if there's anything up there.
Sure.
You
Right.
sneak.
Yeah.
I do sneak. I'm very good
Sounds
at it.
good to me. I'm gonna check this bearskin rug to see if it's the same as the other bearskin rug.
Well, it's kind of tacky, isn't it? Anyway,
They are prodigious hunters, aren't
Very
they?
similar.
They've got all kinds of animal skins,
almost
don't they?
identical.
Very, very.
It's the same bear.
As we look around, there's not like, stuff written on the walls, like graffiti. Is there
Make a perception check.
anything like that? That's a natural 1. I
Natural
can
1.
re-roll a natural 1. I'm a
you'd like to.
halfling. Do you see this? Do you see
Two
this?
natural one.
This happened the last time I rolled a
This is
nat
a
1.
terrible omen.
With halfling luck, I'm pretty sure you can still just re-roll that.
Infinitely?
I
I
will
don't
not
think.
allow that. So that's
I think it's
yeah.
once, but what the?
That's tough.
This is
That's tough. That's very hard to do.
I
It's 1 in
know
400.
And
one in
yet I've
400.
done it twice.
I've
This campaign.
Yeah.
So my natural one.
Natural one. You take a quick glance around and
Blackout.
you don't see anything written on the walls or anything like that. You swear that you see like a small amount of like movement on one of the walls, like a shift, like in a shadow on the wall to your right.
Is there a noise or anything? Like a little scurrying?
Maybe you should go over and
Rodent?
touch the wall.
Ah, I should touch it. No, I'm not gonna touch it. But does it look like, or does it sound like anything?
Go investigate the movement of the darkness. Go see how that works out.
I mean, you're in that moment that you saw it. You didn't necessarily hear anything. You just saw like movement in the shadow on the wall.
Okay, creepy.
You okay?
Oh, sure. Creepy lighthouse.
You've been staring at our shadows for a long time.
Well, it's dark in here.
Is it
Oh, I
dark in
can fix that. I will. Do I have light?
here? Is it dark in here?
I mean, more or less, there are no windows around.
Oh, okay.
I'll create some light.
Sure.
Oh, thank you. That's much better. Why don't we all go... I know he's sneaking, but why don't we all sort of follow behind him?
Sort of ruins the point of
Yeah,
sneaking,
I'm, not
doesn't it?
that, I'm not that sneaky, really.
I'm really sneaky.
I have a tendency to
Well, you
bump
can
into
follow
things.
behind me, that's fine. You're so tiny, even if you jumped around a bit. I
How
think
are
no
you
one
two
would
talking? I
notice.
thought you were already up there.
I really thought
I
it
can
was
play a
too.
character.
It's
who's
not very
sneaky.
helpful if you're sneaking and you're yelling at the same time.
I really keep having to like stop and describe things to kids.
You're very... All right, I follow behind you.
You two are sneaking up to the second level. Make
Yeah.
a stealth check for it, please.
We're off on a secret mission. We're off on a secret mission.
18.
I
12.
can't take the rogue out of the Jenna.
18 and 12. The two of you begin to slowly move up the stairs. Kaz a little bit more deftly than Kiss. Good thing as you're leading the way. And you begin to sort of pierce the bottom of the second floor, and sort of, Kaz, you slip up into it, and as you look around, you see... Well, actually, Inigo, are you following them?
I'm staying. You're staying down here, right?
I'm staying down here.
I'm staying with Kill.
Do you have dark vision?
I'm 99% sure I do.
Tieflings would have
Yeah,
dark
tieflings have dark
Yeah.
dark vision.
Sorry, I should have said that immediately.
It's alright.
At the slightest provocation.
You look around. It is still rather dark up here, though.
But I have
Your-
dark vision.
But yes, your eyes are accustomed to it. With the small amount of vision that you can see, there are quite a bit of a few things up here. There is a wolfskin pelt on the floor, a wardrobe, a desk, a chair, a bed. It looks like a room up here. The only thing is, most everything seems to be upturned, and some things are wood splintered and broken, and things are thrown about here. It is a mess up here.
Oh, God.
Right, this looks like the sort of thing that kills should lead into.
You think? Should we
do,
go...
Do you want to try stealth a little higher up?
Should we look around in here first? A little.
Alright, fine.
I'm like at this. The lighthouse is stone or it's wood. I know you
The
said
lighthouse
stairs
is
are wood,
stone.
but
The
yeah.
stairs are wood.
I'm just like,
I mean, not stone. It's
Cobblestone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just like lean up. I find like a little like moss or mold or something. I give it a little lick.
Oh.
Very
Don't
good.
look at me like that. You're not here.
I am.
We continue up.
What's all that about?
Wait, well, I thought we were
I don't know.
investigating. I thought we were
I'm
trying
We don't
investigate.
have to. We can go up.
Can I try?
Sure. There's plenty.
Oh, you look a little bit. Make a Constitution save.
Oh, good.
Just kidding, you do not have to do that. That's fine.
Okay.
You lick the moss, it's like earthy, a
Oh,
little weird.
you catch the
I
disease
think
that
that's what they
Ben
call
had.
umami.
Umami right there.
Ooh,
Sounds
man.
like we should do another-
You're going up further up.
Yeah.
Alright.
Stealthing again. of
Sure.
course.
You continue to move further up the stairs, and you slip by and continue on, and you go up a ways until you pop out. Kaz, at this point, you can feel the fresh air sort of waft over your face as you are now on the roof, and it is hot up here as the sort of burning force of the fire from the brazier is sort of like wafting into your face.
it's not like an inferno up here right now, so it's not unbearable. I mean, even for you, it's fine.
Yeah.
But for anybody else, it's not unbearable as far as you can tell. But the brazier seems to be in the process of dying.
I believe it's brazier.
Excuse me. The brazier seems to be in
The brazier.
Yes,
There's nothing but titties up here.
My mind is elsewhere.
Hot titties.
Always
hot
thinking
titties.
about them.
That's right. God bless America.
I use thaumaturgy to turn the flame blue, and then I go. There's nothing up here.
Yeah, except
Seems
for
like a
the
very
fact that
stealthy
Ben
thing to do.
probably still lives here. In this place, this tower.
Well, not in the tower.
Well, no, I mean, probably in that room below.
We looked at the room below. We didn't see any.
But why is it all torn up?
Well, presumably to fit everything in there. We should listen. I'm not saying we shouldn't look around. I'm saying we don't need to be stealthy anymore.
You're right, all right. But I just mean if there's a crazed man still living around here, might be best to be gentle. So just go slow.
If there's a crazy man around here, I'll protect you, Kiss.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
From where we are, do we see the flame turn blue?
No, you are inside the lighthouse, so you do not see this. What are you guys doing?
So this, where we are now, it's basically just a flame at the top of the lighthouse. There's no more ripped up furniture and shit.
Nope.
Okay. Do we see the signs of a young Ben just hiding in the corner, chilling?
Make a perception check.
That one's better. What is that? Plus 5, 23.
23. You look around. The only thing in the top of this roof of this lighthouse is the burning brazier. Brazier. Like Frasier, but with stand up.
Yes.
Yeah, the burning brazier.
We're learning vocabulary.
That's Frasier.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go investigate the room below to have stuff in it.
Yeah.
Make another stealth check as you begin to move down in this one. You bet I will.
18.
Yes.
9.
9. The two of you begin to make your way back down, and once you reach the sort of floor of the second tier of the lighthouse, Kaz, you sort of deftly down. You just sort of stick around the edges and whatnot, and are peering around, and you hear as Kiss steps on like the last step, and it just you both stop. Kiss takes another step.
Well, to be honest, I don't think we even need to be stealthy. We've already been up here, but don't do that again. Right, sorry. Listen. Not that I think we need to be stealthy anymore, but just in case, don't do that again.
I'll try my best.
It was that piece of wood right there.
Okay,
All right.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Can we look in the room?
Make an investigation check.
I wanna
I'd be,
Yes, you
investigate.
do it with disadvantage, I believe, because halflings don't have dark vision.
You're right.
In fact, really,
What, double disadvantage?
no, not double disadvantage.
You just can't.
Your DC is lower because higher because it's very dark in here for you. Yes,
I'd probably be ritual casting detect magic because I'm just sitting doing nothing else.
okay,
Might as well.
sure. Good to know.
11.
16. Yeah, Kiss, it's very dark in here. It's very hard to see. There's like a little bit of like sort of piercing up from like the staircase leading below, but like not enough to really like even see much. Kaz, you begin to sort of maneuver through and sift through things. You do see where the desk is overturned. There does seem to be sort of like a strewn about like small leather-bound like book like on the ground. Scoop. Meanwhile, Kill, as you begin to cast Detect Magic, it erupts out of you, and in a sort of 30-foot area of effect, you sort of get a good glance around you here. There does not seem to be anything magical besides your own and your companion's equipment around here, as far as you can tell.
Hey, Indigo. You ever read that book, Frasier?
I don't think I've read that particular one. No.
Literally the only book I ever read. It's the only one they had on my island. Yeah, it really wore out the pages.
Yeah.
Anyway, nothing magical here.
All right.
We're just adding shit to Sal's world against his will.
Yeah, that's fine. New lore drop. Easy stuff. Kaz, you find this leather-bound book, and you continue to move around. You also see that there, along sort of the side of the bed, you can
can see that there is a torn and tattered wolf pelt cloak as well. It seems like almost as if it has been like cut into. In addition, sort of in the middle of the floor, now that you've like really gotten a good look at stuff, there's a seems to be like a split like a broken cane like in the middle of the floor, like sort of as if it was like broken over a knee, and also near the wardrobe, like sort of almost in front of it, and the wardrobe itself is sort of like cracked and bashed against as if like someone like threw themselves in front of it. There is sort of a shattered monocle in front of it.
I'm gonna go back over to Kiss, who I assume is just floundering right now.
I am.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna grab her by the hand and be like, you can't fucking see, can you?
Not a damn thing.
All right. Well, I found these things, and I just relay what you just said.
Oh.
I'm thinking if we want to check what's inside that wardrobe, we should probably get the others.
Right. That's a good plan.
Right. I'm gonna lead you around the squeaky piece of wood,
Right.
and we're gonna go downstairs. All right.
Good plan.
And just do that.
You guys go downstairs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Word.
Head back downstairs. Tell them what's up.
Yes. You see your two companions reappear in the light of the bottom floor. You see Kill is in the process of sort of looking around, trying to ascertain certain things, and Indigo is doing the same.
So see, it's about this really like highfalutin rich guy, right?
Not to
Yeah,
interrupt
just-
this important
Just
conversation.
doesn't seem to see eye to eye with anybody else because it's kind of like a fish out of water story. You know what I mean?
Yes, I see.
Oh, hey, you guys were gone a long time.
Well, yeah. So, upstairs, we found a wardrobe that looked like someone tried to break into it. There's like a torn cloak, broken cane, shattered monocle, which shame, I would have loved a monocle.
Oh yeah.
But I'm thinking there might be something dangerous in there. So I figured we'll get the party together, all the muscle, and
Yes.
see what's going on up there.
It's been a while since I had a good scrap. You know what I mean?
It's been too long.
It's been too long. It's been like
It's been-
12 hours.
It's been maybe 16.
Yeah.
Do you
All
know I
right.
scrap that often?
Oh yeah.
That's good to know.
You see this stuff on my island.
Really?
What kind of man
Always jostling for territory. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Your island sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's a little scary when you're little,
For sure.
but now I'm the scary one. You know what I mean?
Do you not scrap?
You are the
often?
danger.
I never used to.
I am the one who
I've scrapped just about every day of my life.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, what's in that wardrobe?
Yes,
Oh
let's
yeah.
go.
Let's find out. Okay.
I'll bring the. I don't know. Is the light an object? You cast it on an object, or is it like a
You
ball of
cast
light?
it on something.
Okay, I'll cast it on my wine glass.
Sure.
Yes.
You hold a goblet of light and wine in your hands. Very good. You are not stealthy as you guys use the light to come up, so we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
You do
nope.
not sneak into the second room, but you all sort of come up here. At this point, Kill, you definitely notice, especially with the light, some of the same things that Kaz had noticed before. You notice the broken cane, the torn cloak, the monocle, and sort of how everything is sort of strewn about and whatnot. So yeah, you guys wanted to all check out the wardrobe?
Yeah.
Does my detect magic see anything up here? Okay.
Right. Just be ready.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the wardrobe and like.
I get out my little slingshot.
Gotcha. You go to grab the wardrobe and yank it open, and it's sort of like, as you begin to pull, you can hear the wood splinter, and it's sort of stuck on it as like the way it's sort of cracked inward, keeps it necessarily from being like really pulled open. Make a strength check.
Oh no.
Who knows? Maybe you roll the natural 20s again.
15.
15, pretty good. You grab it and like you pull a little. And you're like, fuck. You put a foot on and you hear the wood begin to splinter more, and you do rip it open. You can see inside there are a bunch of cloaks and different things and whatnot, and dust bunnies and stuff. And
Well, I really thought that was gonna be a lot more than it was.
Especially with this menacing music playing.
Who's playing this music?
It's so scary.
Just
Well.
cloaks and dust in here.
not too much else.
I'm gonna look
Splinters of wood and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like look through the cloaks. I don't know.
Still nothing in
I
the
got
old
a little
peepers.
Just a little, just unto.
I'm
No,
seeing-
keep going, keep going. There you are. Yeah, you're good. Very good.
They're like falling from the ceiling. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a little
very
scary.
No, it was your popcorn.
Oh, was it popcorn? Nice.
What were you saying, Matt?
I was just saying nothing lights up still.
With the magic? No, not here.
I'm assuming that like I guess I don't really know, but I'm assuming that things don't glow like through something.
You can't see through walls. With
No,
it.
Right. So that's why I would just keep asking.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I don't mind at all.
On Jenna's next roll, you get advantage.
Ooh.
Thank you so much.
Inspiration. Yeah,
That's
thank you very much.
amazing.
Good
Thank
to know.
you.
Oh, Becky,
Thank you,
wow.
Becky.
Sick.
Amazing.
So
It'll help with the natural
Scott,
ones.
catch up. Where's
go
mine?
ahead and make an investigation check as you begin to rifle through the wardrobe.
You bet.
What are the rest of you doing?
What were the objects you said you found earlier?
A monocle. And what else?
As I'm
cane.
going
A cane.
A
And a
cane
wolf.
looks broken in half. Torn wolf cloak.
Yeah.
Cloak. Right.
Do you mention the book?
Oh, I've got that on me, don't I?
Book.
I don't know. I mean,
Do you mention it?
Yeah. Now that
okay, sorry. I didn't mean
Did you
to.
forget? Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were keeping that to yourself.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if
no.
you were intentionally not mentioning the book or not.
Who did?
Oh, nice.
Hey! Amazing.
Complaining word.
That's
Yay.
my friend Zach.
I'm gonna.
Because he's jealous of the love that
Amazing.
Amazing.
Aren't we all?
Wouldn't be.
We are.
I'm definitely gonna grab up the wolf pelt.
Okay.
I do mention the book.
No,
but-
the
Rub
Okay.
it on you. Yeah. it's nice.
I'll take a look at the book.
Oh yeah.
Or if you are, could I
I'm,
see the
I'm
book?
so
perhaps?
busy rummaging. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. You flip through it a little bit, and it does seem to be a journal.
Oh.
There are entries that date from years and years ago. It seems to be Krister's, as far as you can tell.
Damn, you think I could be an author?
Yes, I think so.
Kind of saw this coming. Wow.
The entries go as far as back to his time in the Navy as well.
Okay.
The most recent ones, though, you flip through and you can see a lot of them have to deal with Ben and Ben's situation. The last entry you find states something very simple. It just says, "I'm so proud of you, my son. You're getting better and better each day. Whatever this dread curse is, I'm sure the will of the great Tor will continue to heal you." That is dated the 7th of Nisno, SA 39,
When is that in relation to
3
now?
days ago.
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Well, I'll share that. Yes, that's. Does anyone know what the Great Tor is?
No. I don't think.
As you were explaining this, you all hear a terrifying, blood-curdling scream from above you as you all look up and you see a figure falling rapidly towards you from just above, beginning to sort of like spread its arms and legs out in some sort of like vicious, aggressive way. You hear as it slams down on Cassander as this figure slams into you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I use my inspiration point from a
Certainly.
moment ago? Thank God. That helped. Dex save?
Yes.
18.
18. In just the last moment, you dip out of the way as this creature sort of lands onto the ground. You can hear some of the wood almost splinter under it. And it just sort of wraps around and looks at you all, and you can see it is sort of the almost like malformed, grotesque, like sort of erupted face of some sort of a humanoid creature, ears calcified over into almost points. Like mossy bark is growing all out and around this person's face. They sort of are perched on all fours on the ground, looking at you with wild eyes and a mouth open with terrible, like malformed and rotten teeth. And they just sort of look up at you, and they begin to lash out at you. I need you all to roll initiative.
I've not even finished rummaging.
Does that look like he's getting better?
I don't think so. We're all sitting here on our initiatives.
All right, Kaz,
12.
Cassander,
21.
Kill,
5.
It's because I didn't finish rummaging.
and Indigo.
6.
Oh, guys.
It's fine.
It's better to roll low for this than for
Yeah,
attack rolls.
that's true. That's true.
Especially when it's only versus one enemy. Doesn't
That
matter
is true.
quite as much.
Okay. So first up in the initiative is Cassander.
Right.
You see this humanoid, like weirdly calcified creature just sort of looking up and snarling at you all. And you can see at this point it almost like trains itself on Indigo for a moment. It is your turn.
Okay, I am gonna try to hit it with a sleep spell. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll your hit points.
22.
22.
Magic surge.
Oh,
Magic Surge.
amazing
Go ahead
time.
and roll the D100.
Alright.
As you mutter the incantation under your breath and you loose out the dust into the air and sort of utter a... actually, you don't loose the dust. You take one of your cards and you loose it into the air and it sort of fizzles out into dust that scatters over it. It just sort of... and inhales it all. And it just blows it out, unaffected by the sleep spell.
Okay.
And it knocks me out.
45 on the Wild Surge.
45. Oh, this is fun.
Okay.
As this happens, you immediately feel this sort of knot in your stomach, and you begin to feel yourself lift off into the air. You immediately cast Levitate on yourself. You all see as Indigo just starts to rise into the air as the creature sort of trains and looks on him in desperation.
Sure.
Cassandra, that is your action.
It
You have a
is.
bonus action if you'd like to use it.
Fuck. I, like, forget everything that I can possibly do.
The heat of battle.
You're right. Just bardic inspiration somehow. I'm gonna inspire you
How do you inspire Kill?
by being so adorable and so in need of help.
That's so inspiring. I love it. Alrighty, that is going to end your turn. This area, by the way, for you all, we're just sort of theater of the minding this. It's about 20 feet in diameter, and it's just a nearly a perfect circle. The height up to the ceiling is about another 20 feet up, and the walls are made of cobblestone around you. The floor is made of wood underneath you.
So I'm probably like at the ceiling. I think you go as 20 feet with the first casting of Levitate.
Do you immediately do that, or can you move up to 20 feet?
I think when you first cast it, you move 20 feet, and then on your subsequent turns, you can spend a move action to move like another 20 feet.
Okay,
I think.
gotcha. Then,
I
yeah,
think.
so you basically reach the top of it, if that's the case.
If I recall correctly.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
what it is.
In that moment, it is the creature's turn.
You said it's a 20-foot radius? Sorry?
20-foot diameter.
20-foot diameter.
Yes. So the creature,
I think you add a d6 to whatever you do.
now that Indigo is sort of floated up, you see it just sort of like snarl at you. It's actually going to attempt to run up the stairs to follow after you. So Cassander and Kill can make attacks of opportunity. Kaz, unfortunately, you're in the wardrobe basically at this point, and so it's a little far away from you to be able to do that. But Kiss and Kill, you guys can. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
guys can make attacks of opportunity if you'd like.
Yeah, I
Yes.
rolled a 22.
22 hits.
Kaz was rummaging.
Fuck.
21, sorry.
6.
21 hits. 6, you say?
Yeah.
6 misses, unfortunately. As you lunge out to try to hit it, your blow sort of deflects off its calcified skin, and you can feel it's legitimately like hitting the trunk of a tree. Kill as you reach forward with what are you attacking with?
Just with my spear.
With your spear.
Oh, actually, I guess I got the hammer. I don't know what the
Yeah.
hammer is, but yeah.
Sure, you can
Use
yeah,
your
try the
hammer.
Yeah.
Are you
Just a
attacking it
versatile
with
weapon.
one hand or two hands?
It would be one hand because I would have pulled my shield out at this
Gotcha.
point.
You lunge with one hand. You can deal a d6 with this.
Okay.
And I believe you are proficient in most martial weapons. I think. If you're not proficient in martial weapons, you cannot add your proficiency modifier to this.
Okay, so this is a martial weapon. Let me see. I'm probably not. So what I have, I probably would have sensed this though as I was like swinging it and playing with it. That like, I'm pretty shitty with this.
Screw the DM.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
I'll
fine.
just use my spear. I'll figure it out later.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
fine.
I rolled max damage, which is 10.
10 total. Good to know. All right. Awesome. You stab into it. Boom. 10 points of damage. And you can see as you retrieve the head of your spear, as it splinters out this calcified skin onto the ground, you can see like pus and bile sort of erupt out of this creature, as well as a little bit of blood. And it does suffer damage as you move through it, but it is disgusting. It uses its full movement, lightning speed, up these stairs, 20 feet up, and it actually jumps and lunges out at you, Indigo. It's going to attempt to grab onto you and continue to attack. So just in general, I guess I'll make an athletics check for it. That is going to be it'll be fine. It doesn't like fail or anything. It's going to make 2 attacks against you. One with its claw and one with its bite. So the claw is going to be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
You suffer... not a lot. 5 points of slashing damage.
You got that 17 with disadvantage?
I thank you very much. That's actually only going to be a 12 to hit.
That still hits.
Still hits.
IAC is super low.
So you suffer 5 points of slashing damage. The bite attack comes in. Oh, only at a 9.
Okay.
Does that hit? Does 9 hit you?
To hit. I'm sorry, that was hitting. Yeah, no, that is not
It
hitting.
does not hit. As it swipes against you, as it's sort of holding you in your levitated form, it reaches back to bite you at your neck, and you just sort of like push off it as much as you can, and it is unable to bite into you. At this point, though, it's in the process of sort of like falling off of you, but it's like latched onto you at this point. It's not grappling you.
Sure.
But it is on top of you.
Okay.
That is going to be the end of its turn. It is Kaz, your turn.
Right. So it's like 20 feet above me?
Yes.
Okay. But it's right next to Indigo, so I'll get sneak attack if I use my bow.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and use the inspiration that I just got.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Did you get inspiration or did you get guidance?
Yeah, it was. Sorry, let me double check.
That's alright.
It was inspiration.
Okay. no worries.
Nice.
Got it. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
21.
21 hits.
Dope. Which means 3d6, baby. Whoopah. 13 plus 4, so 17 total.
17 points of damage.
Yeah.
God damn.
Whoa.
Amazing.
I rolled 2 5s and a 3, baby.
Woo.
Plus, I'm pretty decent with the bow.
Absolutely. You loose this arrow and it slams into its side. Indigo, you specifically can see that it shatters some of that calcified skin, and it's the arrow that's lodged inside of it. You can see pus and bile just begin to sort of leak out of it, along with some blood, and it sort of wrenches out. As you deal that amount of damage, it innately reacts, causing it to sort of screech out. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not great.
This isn't a charm effect, is it?
This is not a charm.
Okay.
Can you use Bardic Inspiration on a saving throw?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
I'm going to use the inspiration that Kaz gave me.
Okay.
Since I rolled a nat 1.
Take it and use it.
It's not great still, but I got a 12.
12?
11.
11?
10.
10?
11.
Oh my god, you guys.
Dude, I rolled a 2 on the d20 and a 1 on the d6.
Holy fuck, you guys. As this creature erupts in pain and sends a spine-tingling screech into the air, you all are stunned immediately, and you just sort of... and you...
Just lose your
Just
turn.
all lose our turn.
A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Oh, so they can still act.
Yeah.
You're
No, we're
incapacitated.
Oh,
Yes. So no.
none of the things in that very long list were, you can't do anything.
Incapacitated is
Okay.
assumed you can't do anything.
Okay.
Incapacitated specifically, an incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions.
Okay.
Damn.
So you are stunned immediately.
I see.
that.
Incapacitated has rules text. It's not just a verb.
I know, so annoying.
Or, it's not a verb, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
That immediately ends your turn, Kaz. Indigo, your turn comes and goes. You're stunned. Kill, your turn comes and goes. You are stunned as well. Cassander, your turn comes and goes. You are stunned as well. Wild
Yeah.
Magic Surge.
I can
Roll D100.
do that, I guess.
Oh, I love
This
all
could help.
these.
Or
Maybe.
it could be very bad.
No, it could be awesome.
Let's see what happens.
Fireball.
I mean,
Fireball. No.
he is right next to me.
No.
For the individual person or the global cooldown?
I think it's local. Do both.
Global is 0. And
Okay.
they can just all use them as much as they want.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then
Aaron's been
the-
trying to redeem it, and it really wasn't working.
Oh.
It said cooldown, so.
Oh,
Oh,
she's probably
interesting.
redeemed it before then.
Okay.
Yeah. The individual person can't redeem it once more than 5 minutes,
Mm.
but everybody can redeem it as often as they want in succession.
Very nice.
59.
59.
So
Oh.
sorry.
Okay. you.
Oh, you all died.
You're sort of stunned. You can still feel that sort of feeling in your stomach, and you feel a surge of energy. You regain your lowest used spell slot.
Look at that.
I had no use spell slots.
Nothing
That's the
hap-
fine.
Nothing happened.
Aw.
Cool.
Could you give him an extra one?
Nope. Not how it works.
Could.
I could. I will not. So, that's going to bring us to the creature's turn. Indigo, the creature's going to make 2 attacks against you,
All right.
both with advantage.
Oh boy.
First is going to be a claw attack that's cocked. Okay, so that's the first thing, the advantage. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
This-
now that my turn has come and gone, am I still incapacitated?
You are still stunned. You will know very soon when you are not stunned.
Okay.
So 16 to hit. That is going to be. Oof.
Oh boy.
9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Second attack with the bite. The advantage is going to be
Math. What's math?
You're down to 6.
A 6. Okay.
12 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. You suffer.
You do indeed.
5 points of piercing damage.
Still up.
Got it. It is at this point has not been able to continue to hold on to you, and it actually slips and falls downward 20 feet. So it is going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
It does land. It does not fall prone, but it does suffer an unknown amount of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
But it does suffer some damage. So
It does suffer.
it does suffer. That is the end of its turn. Kaz, at this point, you sort of regain senses, and you are no longer stunned. It is your turn. The creature is sort of like lunging under you, still sort of like a little trained on Indigo, but now that it's sort of surrounded by you all, it's a little
Right.
at this point, you all also like in this moment just sort of shake it off. And you are no longer stunned.
There is no one within 5 feet of me, correct? Besides the monster
Uh,
or the creature.
Well, no. Now that you've sort of moved into the area out of the wardrobe, I would say, Kiss. You never really said that you moved. Kill. You never really said that you moved either.
I didn't get to do anything.
Oh no, that's right because you were stunned.
Inspiration for Jake.
Inspiration for Jake.
That's what
Nice.
at
Inspiration or
That is a
guidance?
reroll.
Is this
A reroll.
inspiration?
It's a
Okay.
reroll.
Nice.
Okay. I can,
Oh, it's a reroll.
Advantage.
Inspiration is a
means
reroll
advantage.
from them. From
Oh,
them.
bardic inspiration
Her
is a
bardic
D6.
inspiration is a
That's
D6.
just a
Okay.
D6.
Yes.
and it's I can roll, and then if I don't like, I
Bardic
can
is
choose to re-roll.
Just
I know.
once, yes.
Okay.
Take it up with
You
wisdom.
are not within 5 feet of anybody.
Okay. So
You're within about 10 feet of everybody.
that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and run in with my long sword.
You did.
Finally. Give it a little jab.
Ooh, go for it.
14.
14 just barely hits.
Woohoo! And that's gonna get sneak attack because no one's within 5 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2d6 plus a d8. Could be better, could be worse. 15 damage.
15 points of damage. You lunge in and stab just sort of like in between the shoulder blades, and as you deal and you puncture in deep again, causing this creature to sort of lash out and screech once again as you suffer, as you continue to wound it so heavily. It's causing it to sort of retch back and lash out. I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws again.
Oh.
Listen, at least it's happening when I get my sneak attacks.
Yeah.
27.
Dirty
Nice.
20.
Very nice.
10.
That's going to be my reroll.
Inspiration reroll.
Fuck, it's lower.
Oh.
All right.
Well, 3.
3, 10, and
20.
above 20s.
Yeah.
Kaz, as you loose the sword, you hear the screech again, and you are stunned. Indigo, once again, up into the air at this point. You are, and you are so wounded that it's too difficult for you to fight off. Kill, you steel yourself, and almost sort of instinctively shift your shell over your ears and just sort of hunker down in almost like a tank juggernaut mode, holding your spear out with your shield. Cassandra, you very quickly put your ears up, you steel yourself for a moment, and you shake this feeling off, and you are no longer you resist the stun. Kaz, it is the end of your turn. Indigo, you are stunned. Kill, it is your turn.
So we're on the second floor of the lighthouse.
Yes.
About 20 feet up from the first floor?
You were last, weren't you?
About.
Okay. And are there any windows on this floor?
No.
Oh, no, you weren't.
There are no
It's just
windows
that you
in the
were
lighthouse.
highest in the initiative. So you guys, it had to go, yeah.
Okay. And can you paint a picture for me again, the orientation of the people right now?
Yes. So you are standing relatively close to the middle of the room.
Yep.
The creature is about. I mean, it's within about 5 feet of you.
Yep.
You're kind of flanking it with Kaz at this point.
Yep.
Kaz is stunned. Cassandra is sort of near the overturned bed. So she is about. At this point, she's maybe about 10 feet away from you. To the right, Indigo is 20 feet up.
Is Cassandra on the other side of Kaz?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think what I want to do. What?
Sorry, go on. He's looking at memes in the middle of the combat.
I would like to cast Entangle on it.
Entangle.
Yes.
Is that a save on my end?
It is a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Good to know. Oof, that is a 20.
Yeah, okay.
22.
All right,
boy.
that fails. So
As
nothing
you
happens.
sort of loose the spell, you see bits of vine loose out of your shell and your arm, and begin to lash out against it and try to attach itself to the floor. And this creature just fucking shreds them apart.
What was the total? 20?
22.
22. Okay. I'm gonna try to just sort of like strafe around him or whatever to wedge myself between Kaz and the creature.
Okay.
And then I'll see if I can do a roll him away. Try to roll into
certainly.
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that attack on your end or is it saving throw?
It's a saving throw again.
Okay. Strength again.
Strength save, yep.
That is a 17.
Saves.
Saves. You attempt to roll and sort of slam into it, and it just sort of like instinctively puts a foot back, stands on 2 feet this time, and sort of like grabs onto your shell and like holds fast against you and pushes back, and as it lands,
All right. That time I'm gonna stay there.
okay.
It's got strong as hail.
Hell yeah.
I've got good hits.
You have.
Sander, it is your turn.
Ben, we don't want to hurt you. I'm trying the sleep spell again.
Go for it.
Why not?
Because sleep spell is bad.
We've taken down his HP a lot, though.
Oh, you're right. It's current HP. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it could. Ooh, it could be better this time.
So, drink. Oh, fuck me. Thanks, guys. I'm thirsty.
Those are better rolls.
25.
No free clout. No free clout.
Absolutely not. Something that rhymes with Jake's Bard Biter. You said 25?
25.
You
Ah,
lose...
Cake's large spider. I
Yes,
love that.
Cake's
Love
large
that
spider.
reference.
Oh no.
You take a card out of your deck and you gambit throw it as it skips off the ground and hits up into the air and sort of bursts out into dust as it falls over this creature. And once again, it slumps onto the ground. And you you can see. How long does sleep last? Is
A
it
long
just
time,
sort
like an
of-
hour,
Oh,
I
okay,
think.
Gotcha.
A long time.
Good to know. At this point, you all just sort of like calm down for a moment, and I will say.
Oh, I'm sorry. A minute.
Oh,
So we've
okay.
got
Yep.
I had to reread that.
So the creature is sort of slumbering on the ground at this point. We're gonna keep initiative for the most part, depending on what you guys are trying to do. So Kiss, that is your action. Is there a bonus action that you want to do?
No, I just want to talk to these guys. What do you think we should do? Is that Ben? Do you think?
I think that's probably Ben.
Could I get a quick pick me up? I am almost dead.
Oh, of course, of course.
Do you choose to float down, or are you staying up?
If on my turn, if I have a, I mean, yeah, I'll float down.
Is there a? Do I make a save, or does it just straight up last a minute, or unless someone
just
like
lasts a
shakes him
minute.
awake or attempts to hit him,
Or
something
hits you,
like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a better curing spell than Cure Wounds?
Here, Indigo.
rub some dirt on it.
Cure Wounds. Roll yourself a d8 plus 3.
How long is this thing gonna last?
1 minute. Very short.
1 minute. Okay.
That's enough time for us to run.
Nice. Perhaps we
I
should
mean-
tie him up.
That's an idea. Do that.
Yeah. Okay. Can I, if I wanted to make some like, I mean, this guy's strong as hell. I don't think we're gonna be able to bind him, to be honest.
No?
I don't know. I mean, what do we got?
I don't know. Vines that come out of your shell.
Yeah, that ain't. I
I've got
tried.
rope. I've got hempen rope.
Do you? I've got some too.
We could try it. I don't know. If
You
it's
got
gonna
about
work.
30 seconds left.
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
What if we shove him in the wardrobe?
Put it back in. And locked it.
I'm gonna ready an action to attack this thing when it wakes
Sure.
up.
I'm gonna activate my whatever it's called, symbiotic entity.
Symbiotic entity. All right.
Yep. And I don't think we're gonna contain this thing, and the way this thing moves, it's gonna catch us if it wants to.
Okay. Then should we run? Or just
How secure did the front door of the lighthouse look?
I was open.
But like, could it have been?
Yeah, you can.
Was
hinge
it like a
shut.
heavy door, or just
Yeah,
like
you
a
can
wood
hinge it
door?
shut. Yeah, it's an iron-bound door that you can hinge shut.
Maybe we should leave and just barricade the door.
yes. Let's go. I think.
Were there windows in the lighthouse?
no windows in the
general?
lighthouse.
Okay. Yeah, let's.
There's the top floor, which is the roof. I'll
Yes.
say you guys have each of you can decide right now, out of game, you have 1 round to decide, or to be like, I'm going to do this. So you have a round of actions and whatnot. You are allowed to change your held action if you'd like, or continue to hold it. So you can either choose to use that round to sprint out, which is the action in your full movement, which would get you out of the lighthouse. So you have a choice now at this point with what you've done in character and whatnot. You can continue to ready your action. You've got your symbiotic entity. Sleep is still going. You have 1 round to do something. You can either move, use the action to move again, or prepare something, or just do something right away. You have your 1 action at this point.
One more question.
Yes.
Did the door to the lighthouse open out or in?
Outward.
Okay.
And there's nothing in this room that's like climbable, right?
You can climb on top of the wardrobe, or you can run up the stairs.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
I can try to restrain it while you guys run if that's what you want to do.
No, you come with us.
This thing, we can try it. This thing's gonna catch us, I think.
Well,
Did you see it? It leaped 20 feet in the air.
What are you guys doing?
All right.
I'm gonna like try to restrain it. Like,
We'll
grapple
all
it.
help.
I'm gonna try to like grapple it.
You succeed in
Yeah.
grappling it as it's
Can we
asleep.
tie it up? We all have rope.
You can certainly try.
Yes, I will try to. I will help tie it up with
Okay.
my rope.
Gotcha. Everybody go ahead and just make, I guess this would be, I would say this is all sleight of hand, I guess,
Okay.
right? Like tying like a good
Yeah,
knot or whatever.
makes
on it.
sense.
So I'll say this is a group check, and I will take the, average of the 2 highest rolls.
I'm not trying to tie it. I'm just grappling.
You're just grappling.
I'm
Okay,
trying
good
to
know.
hold this thing so that if it wakes up, they have a chance to
Gotcha.
get the fuck out.
Okay.
I'm
Well, you auto succeed the grapple.
I'm going to Tides of Chaos my sleight of hand.
Nice.
Okay, good to know.
Fuck's sake.
Nice, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Can
second
I
roll.
give my? I can't.
You can.
Nat 20 for 21.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Now one.
Oh fuck!
Okay.
Wow. Well, as I predicted, this rope ain't gonna hold this guy.
Okay.
Indigo, you very successfully make a very, very good tight knot on its legs. The two of you are trying to bind its arms, and at this point, you can see that it's beginning to wake up. And Kill has to, in order to keep his grapple going, he has to pull the arms in such a way that you do not have an ability to tie them back. You can see the creature now at this point wakes up, and Kill, you are in the process of restraining it. We will return to the top of the initiative at this point, since we all sort of
Get some
did
distance.
something.
Okay.
Kissander, you're up.
Can we move?
Yeah,
Without?
whatever you like.
Can I do it without incurring an opportunity attack?
No, because grapple does not stop attacks from being made.
That's why I said
Okay.
get the fuck out.
I thought we were gonna. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're
Well, you use the action
you're
to,
right. You're
to
right.
do
You're right.
this.
You're
so.
right. Fucking hell. I'd like to. Fuck. Hey Ben, how do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. Hideous laughter,
Oh
please.
my lord, is it a save?
It is a save. It's a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
Go ahead and make one of those. Now's the time.
Boogie in it.
That is going to be a. Oh, he's got a half decent wisdom save. That's gonna be a 14.
I use my fate shear to subtract from it.
Sure.
Subtract 5. You lose the save.
Got it.
Actually,
That's amazing.
fuck you.
That's great. I'm trying to think.
It knocks him prone.
Yes. Fate Seer just uses your reaction, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can do that in the middle of
Yeah.
a turn. Yeah, no problem.
I think
That makes
so.
sense. Is a Fate Seer, does it work on a save or just an attack?
Attack roll, ability check, damage roll. Oh, wait.
It doesn't say saving throw.
Oh, no.
So you cannot do this. So 14, does it save?
Yeah, it sure as fuck saves.
The creature just sort of, is not, it does not even fall upon this creature to react to this action, unfortunately. You have a bonus action.
To do what? I would like to inspire Kaz.
Okay. How do you inspire him? Very
Darling.
nice. Very nice. All right, it is the creature's turn.
It's so
Turns
fun
slightly
when,
redder.
when you know things as a player that you don't know as a character.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Indigo, you're still holding the book, right? You never explicitly stated that you dropped it. Or anything
I didn't
like
say
that.
I was not holding the book.
It's going to attempt to break the grapple from you. So it's going to use its action to do this.
Yep.
It's a strength contest, right?
it can use acrobatics or athletics, and I use athletics.
It's certainly going to use athletics against you.
Unless I dropped the book when I was stunned.
You don't drop your
Okay.
weapons or anything like
Okay.
that. 18.
Got me. You didn't roll well.
It sort of begins to break out against you, and it uses its full movement towards Indigo. It does not have an action left.
Yep.
You can use. Well, actually, at this point now that because you drifted down, right?
I did. I said I
Yes.
came out of the.
It doesn't need to really. It doesn't. When I say it uses its movement, it just turns towards Indigo.
Yep.
That is its turn. That's gonna bring us to Kaz.
I guess getting that blown kid is he's just like anything for you, love.
Good luck!
That lets me add a d6 to my roll, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have to use Bardic Inspiration before you roll the d20?
No.
You can use it after.
You can use it anytime, I think.
You have to. I believe you have to use it with the roll, but
Oh,
I
do
don't
you?
remember.
I'm rolling both at the same
Okay.
time.
You have to look that up.
Alright.
I don't remember.
Doesn't
If it doesn't
say.
explicitly
Oh,
say.
this can be added after seeing the roll, but
perfect.
before knowing the outcome.
There you go. So if you see something you might not like, I can't tell you if it hits or not.
Well, the thing is, I think I know it's AC,
Well.
but whatever.
Find out.
Oh, that should be fine. So that's gonna be a 19,
19 hits.
and I have my sneak attack correct.
You do not. It's surrounded.
It is surrounded.
It is surrounded.
By us.
Yeah, by them. It's within.
That gives
5
him
feet of
advantage.
My friends. I don't have my rakish audacity.
Yes. I'm very sorry. Yes.
Yes.
You get sneak attack because it is surrounded by your friends. Yes. Sorry.
I have both.
I was thinking about Rakus Foundation.
What is the rare situation where he doesn't get sneak attack? I
Basically, if
forget.
there's an ally directly behind me.
Someone's
Yes.
within 5 feet of you, but
within
not
5 feet
5
of
feet of
me.
it.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Weird.
If he's surrounded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, that's an 8 and 2 4s. So that's 16 plus 5, 21 damage.
21 damage.
Watch this, kiss. Cheat.
As you
Jab right through it.
as you slam into it, as you slam into it, you stab this time in the gut of this creature, and as you slash back, you open up a deep wound in it, and it. And once again, because of the amount of damage, and everybody roll wisdom saving
Now
throws.
it's got to have relatively few HP left.
That is correct.
Because
Yeah.
you know what
Like
you rolled.
4 or less.
That is correct.
It
That's good
has.
to know. That is correct. That is
Alright.
good math.
Yeah,
Shit.
I am doing good math.
That's the thing that I was saying is like, we knew that it was weak.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I knew it.
How much?
18.
Success.
10.
Failure.
15.
Success.
9.
Failure. So, you both, you two, Kaz and Kill, sort of steel yourselves again, and you witness Indigo and Kiss just sort of
Ah,
fall again. That is your action, Kaz.
Yep.
Bonus action, anything?
Nothing really that would help me at all.
Okay. Indigo, again. Sorry, buddy. You
Can
are
I?
stunned.
I can't rise back up with my move action, can I?
Can't do anything.
Okay.
Kill. It is your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need the kill. Let me get out the camera.
Classic.
Okay. Yeah, I will, I'll just try to stab the bitch.
You gonna try to stab him?
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
Yep. No point in getting fancy here. It's a 10.
10.
Yeah.
You lunge forward and attempt to stab at this creature, and in its fury, you can see it is bleeding. There's pus and ichor and calcified skin that has fallen off of it. You can see the desperation in its eyes. As you loose forward, it grabs the hilt of your spear and almost snaps it off as it like holds it directly in front of its face and tosses it to the side as you feel the force move you over. That is your action.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bonus action left to use.
You
Yeah,
can't close
we're in
that.
relatively the same position, right? Yeah.
Basically, yeah, you haven't really moved.
I'm gonna try to roll into him again.
Not the part
Okay,
where
go
we
for it.
suck.
Oh, it's a save.
Oh, it's a save for me, yes. Is that a strength save?
Mm-hmm.
That's 15.
That saves.
Saves. You attempt to slam into it again, and once again, at this point, it just shoves its shoulder down and just deflects you. That is the end of your turn. Kiss, you are stunned, and that is the creature's turn. The creature, at this point, it is bleeding out and
Holy fuck, I'm an idiot. It's okay, go ahead.
is bleeding out and on death's door. Kaz and Kill, you both sense that it is pretty desperate about the situation.
Do something, mate.
Oh, wait.
Stance.
Actually,
Yes.
I did miss it. I did miss it once, but I didn't miss it this time. It's starting its turn within 10 feet of me.
Correct?
And you haven't said what you're doing yet. So
Yep.
I'm going to use my reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage to it. Which is,
Okay.
which is doubled because I have my symbiotic entity.
Alrighty.
So I actually
Let's
have
see it.
a really
This
good
could be
chance.
it.
Where's my d4?
Where's this D4?
It's right. It's right in the. Yeah, you just had your hand on it. You just had your hand on it. You move the lip of your bag. Yep, right there.
Oh. All right. So 2d4.
I can't look.
Well,
One.
1d4 doubled.
No, it actually says 2d4.
Oh, so 1 point of damage.
Oh.
Another
2
one.
ones.
2 ones. Your symbiotic
Were they
entity
squash?
lashes out against it, and you can see the spores and the ichor, everything slam against it, and it. And it darts immediately down the stairs. Yeah, you guys have reactions. Actually,
yeah.
it's going
left.
to use its action to disengage from you.
Okay.
And it darts down the stairs of the lighthouse and attempts to run.
It's annoying because I forgot to do that last round,
Yeah.
and that would have
That
at a
would have
minimum
done
done
it.
it.
That
Yeah.
would have done it.
That's okay.
We're gonna keep the because it only can get so far.
Right.
So it moves its 30 feet down stairs. That's going to loose the stun on all of you. Kaz, it is your turn.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and chase after it and just try to fucking finish it, I guess.
Sure.
So is it like on the stairs now?
It's basically no. It's on like the
the bottom floor,
Oh, okay.
pretty much.
For the sake of flavor,
Uh-huh.
is there a way that I could end up like jumping on it to like get it like through the back of the neck?
What's your movement?
I have 30. I could bonus action dash.
That would do it.
What do you roll? Inspiration.
Oh, inspiration.
Oh.
Inspiration.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm.
Convenient.
I'll allow it.
Isn't
I'll allow
that
it.
convenient?
Oh, chat decided.
That's good.
Chat decides
Of
how they
course.
use their.
Thanks, chat.
Okay. I don't think I need it. I'm pretty sure 17 hits.
17 does hit.
All right.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Save that inspo for
Is
later.
there a way for me to not do enough damage,
We'll see.
considering I'm going to have my 2d6 for sneak attack?
You don't know.
Just
All right.
You don't know what
I
this
mean,
thing is.
Expect the process.
technically
Expect
no,
the
Sure,
but
It's not even that high, but it is 12.
How do you want to do this?
yeah.
Just as it flies down the stairs, I just want to take just this flying leap and just like right in the back of the neck.
Gotcha. As you dart down the stairs, you can see it is just about to reach the door. Its hands are just around one of the small sort of bends of this tilted backwards iron-bound door, one of the halves of it. It reaches around and grabs against it, and you leap. And it's almost as if the air around you grows still, and you boom, 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 and you just hear on the against the iron-bound door as your blade slips through the back of this creature's neck into the wood and splinters the door for just a moment as it's sort of stuck in and skewered against the wall. As you can see the sort of calcified skin around the back of its neck snap and pus and blood ooze from the front as its body sort of twitches and convulses for a moment as it slumps limp against the wall. Silence perforates the room around you. And it slams against the ground.
What? Do I have to do everything around here? Sorry, you're all upstairs. Do I have to do everything around here?
You did good.
I really didn't.
Yeah, he was a strong son of a bitch.
Oh my
Quite a
gosh.
voice on that one.
Thank
Sal-
you for.
During my interactions with this creature, did it feel like some kind of like? Did this feel to me like some kind of like undeath? Some variety of undeath. Obviously, I have like sort of relationship with like the life-death cycle. So I'm curious if this felt like an evolution or like a like an infection or more like
You can make
an
a nature
undeath.
check.
Yeah.
Or I'll allow you to make nature and medicine. So I think it's between intelligence and wisdom, maybe?
20.
20. Are you choosing nature?
Yes.
Gotcha. As far as you can tell, it didn't seem like an undeath situation. It definitely seemed like some sort of affliction, like a physical affliction, not a unholy one.
Okay. My medicine's higher. I just forgot that that's the case.
Oh, word. All right, perfect. No worries.
Okay. A natural affliction. Interesting. I obviously has.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Natural as in not biological. Yes. It's not like his skin was decayed or that it was necrotic in any way. Natural as in it was live bio skin that is being calcified in such a way that it resembles bark. It could have been some sort of weird like magical malformation. It could be some weird disease that you've never really heard of or only heard of in folk stories. You're relatively certain that he wasn't like in the process of decay or decay is stopped or something like that.
Okay.
You're pretty certain that it's not the case. So natural as in a sort of biological situation happening to it, not an undeath upon it.
Okay, and I don't know how the timing would work out exactly. Would I have had a chance to glimpse him while Detect Magic was up? I'm curious.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I mean, the radius of Detect Magic was such that when it was up, you knew that you were probably perforating like the bottom of the floor and stuff like that. And you did not sense that he was magical or something on him was or whatever.
Yeah, so I would at least not think that he's necessarily under like a magical curse, more like a.
Detect
You don't have to
magic would
confirm that
not,
or not, yeah.
well, detect magic would not necessarily be like, oh, this person is cursed.
Right.
So you don't know.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
detects magical things, and if someone is of like, you get like a pretty big reading from like Indigo because his essence is essentially magical in some
Yeah.
way. He's fey, but that wasn't the case with this person.
Okay. I'm just going to take out my herbalism kit and just like a couple like little vials that are in there and just kind of take some like little bits of skin and maybe
Sure.
little bits of like use some of the bark skin to kind of scoop some of like the pus ooze
Sure.
into one.
Certainly
a
do.
little bit of the petrified skin and just kind of put those away.
Sure, good. I would write that down. Vial of bark skin.
Well,
You were very brave. Both of you. That was really. Thank you for sticking through that.
I tried to give you guys space, but I think we were kind of in a situation where kind of neither of us were able to really do much to the other one. So thankfully, y'all were pretty effective there. Well done.
Right, whatever that magic you did felt weird.
What magic?
The little thing you did when you threw magic my way.
Oh,
that
sure.
was weird.
Magic
Why?
of
Felt weird.
romance.
I've done it before.
I'm just saying it felt weird.
greatest magic of all.
Yeah. Some of that's in the Fraser book too.
Some people like it.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying
Fraser books had a lot of lessons.
it felt weird.
I don't know
Like
if they
the
do it
love of
again.
ballet,
Well, I mean, you can if you want. It's fine.
caviar,
All right.
whatever that is.
Think about it.
Well, what should we do with the creature?
What do you think it ate Crystal?
No, I think Krister's probably gonna be pissed when he finds his kid's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly, yes, Christar seemed to know that, I mean, according to this journal, it seemed like he was aware of this condition.
But there's a lot of broken stuff upstairs. I think maybe he ate Crystal.
Oh, maybe.
Well, there would be more.
There's broken monocle, the cane broken in half. It looked like someone was thrown against the wardrobe.
Possible.
Listen,
Oh,
there's,
shit.
we can really find this out pretty easily. And I'm going to take the carving knife and just
Oh,
try to
all right.
open this
Oh.
thing's stomach.
All right.
You're opening up, Ben.
I'm opening up Ben's stomach. Like a shark on
It might take more than the carving knife. Maybe I'll help you like hack into it if I have to.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
Oh,
would
this
say
is-
with
this is
both
very
of you sort
grisly.
of going at it takes a few moments,
Indeed.
but
It's a real Dexter moment. There's
Yeah.
like pus everywhere.
Oh.
putrid.
Yeah.
The smell is disgusting.
Absolutely.
You carve him open.
I'll use Druidcraft to add a more pleasant aroma, like
Sure.
Like skunk.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yes. His innards come out. His intestines are like a dark green, like almost algae-like situation, and I mean,
The color of algae or like actual algae?
a little bit of both.
Oh shit,
Gross.
I'm taking some of that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a little bit of that.
Gross.
I mean, there's bile and whatnot inside of him.
No, like human bones,
Nope.
nothing.
Hmm.
Well,
Damn, no skeleton.
I really regret doing that then, because
He's got a skeletal
that was
structure, yes.
disgusting.
Talking about what's
There's no
inside
there's
his-
no
his
signs
stomach.
of
Okay, I was
human
like,
remains
shit.
inside
No,
him.
well, because you were looking for something inside of his stomach.
Only
right?
I was,
branches.
looking specifically for signs
Right.
that he
You
had
do
crystal.
you do not find anything like that.
Oh, I did all this for nothing. I'm just like trying to wipe it off.
I'm gonna look a little more in this journal. At
Yeah.
Some of the earlier entries.
Yeah.
See if we can get any sense of like what's been going on here exactly.
Sure.
Well,
You-
this actually solves nothing.
You turn through a handful of things, and
I'm gonna peer over your shoulder. Like, yeah.
yes,
read that as
I
well.
assume you guys
my
relay
level.
this for the sake of brevity. A lot of entries having to do with Ben. The earliest dates back to maybe about maybe 7 months ago or so, and they talk about him having changed since he went out alone. And then here and there are new mentions of these weird spots on his skin. They flake, they grow back tougher, and etc. Eventually, Krister catches him one night, almost sprinting out to the shore, and he apparently had leapt into the water, and Krister went after him, and he attempted to just sort of continue to swim toward the bottom, and Krister had to pull him up. and like drag him onto shore and like sort of keep him from doing that. From then on, it seems as though Krister has kept him inside for the most part, here and there bringing him out. And it seemed like he was calming here and there, but every once in a while he would have an episode where he would lash out, and Krister would have to subdue him. And all the while, his condition grew worse and worse. His skin became more and more bark-like and almost like algae-ridden and whatnot. He would pick out like little green, like little malformations on him and sort of clean his skin and whatnot best he could. And every once in a while, he would even lash out at Krister. In these moments, it got to the point where he was dangerous enough to where he brought him to the King's Hand, which is the chapel. Well, for the sake of lore, the King's Hand chapels are just sort of the general chapels of the Great Naledian crown. They represent the 5 deities that are prayed to during the crown. So the hand of the king, the 5 fingers, pillars of the monarchy.
4 fingers at a time.
The 5 fingers. And as he brought him to the King's Hand, the hands there took a look at him, and he was calm until one of them started asking questions about what had started, what had happened, and whatnot, and got a little bit too pushy with Krister in general. Started to be a bit more accusatory towards Krister, and Ben lashed out at them and seriously hurt them before Krister could hold Ben back. And that wasn't too long ago. That was maybe 4 months ago, maybe something like that. 3 or 4 months ago, and from then on, Krister began to sort of keep him inside until eventually he sort of brought him back to the lighthouse. And you read that his plan was to sort of keep him here, act as though he had passed on, and he apparently went out and slayed a wolf in the forest, wrapped the wolf up, brought him to the cemetery, and had a burial for Ben, where that wolf is buried in the cemetery under a gravestone that marks Ben's grave. And his plan was to keep him in the lighthouse and try to take care of him best he could. And apparently he was making headway best he could. The last entry is the one that I read to you 3 days ago.
No mention of the Great Tour before that last entry?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah. The Great Tour. Tour is you are familiar with. Tour is one of the hands.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a deity. It's a god of justness and goodness and whatnot. Seems to be the primary. It's one of the primary of the 5 that most people pray to. Yeah. It's almost like a sort of like the head of the 5 that the crown prays to.
So he's not a god of like necessarily like healing.
No.
Just the god of like
justice and goodness and whatnot. And
yeah,
it seems as though Krister prioritized prayer to him. You don't know if that's necessarily like purposeful in the sense of like Tor will heal you, or like that is just sort of what he did.
Could I hear the wording of the last entry again?
Yeah, absolutely. The wording was, "I'm so proud of you, my son. You're getting better and better each day. Whatever this dread curse is, I'm sure the will of the great Tor will continue to heal you."
Okay. So he didn't necessarily have a plan for how he was healing him.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of entries talking about how he would clean the skin and whatnot. Spoilers for Game of Thrones. Think how Jorah was sort of healed by Sam with his grayscale. Okay. That sort of situation. It seemed as though, apparently, based on the entries, it seemed like it was getting better here and there. That was the last entry, though.
Any mention of Lester that stands out?
Not necessarily. He doesn't write too much about Lester from the moment that Ben gets sick. Here and there are mentions of him, and just that he's like gone out and is like really getting the hang of beginning to run things while Krister is not there. But nothing really too too heavily mentioning of him.
Okay. Well, I'll share everything.
We have got to go visit that Mother Alessandra at the chapel. She's got to understand some of this. They kept bringing him to her for a while.
Yes, I suppose we should. What should we do with Ben?
Oh,
Well, I think we should keep him.
Oh, keep him in what?
Well, I really want. Well, I really want to see what's going. Okay, so on my island, right?
I'd love to hear this.
So okay, you know my little friends back here, right?
I do.
Well, some of them, some of them are good for eating, some of them are good for like medicine or whatever. But some of them like, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like, right? So I got a good relationship with them. We respect each other, but like, it's not unheard of for maybe some kind of creature or plant to take over a body. And like there could be. I'm really curious. Is all I'm saying. So here's the idea. Here's the idea I got. Let's take him outside. Well, before I do that, can I ritual cast Gentle Repose on Ben?
Certainly, yeah, absolutely. As you begin to sort of mutter this incantation, you take out some of the different elements of your reagents in your pocket, and you reach back behind you and pluck a couple of specific mushrooms that you begin to crush in your hands in druidcraft into sort of like a little bit of dust. You spread it across his forehead, where his neck is, and you would have put it where his stomach was, but his innards are sort of out.
Gentle repose on his eviscerated corpse.
And as you mutter the incantation, that sort of dust begins to sort of glow effervescently just for a moment, and then sort of settles into the skin and into the pores around his face and neck. And the gentle repose sort of solidifies itself, and the body will not decompose for the next 7 days, I believe.
10 days.
10 days, excuse me.
Or become
The
undead.
next week.
Or become undead, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes,
yeah,
it
next
cannot be
week.
turned undead.
Yeah.
So.
So, yeah, this will prevent it from kind of breaking down normally. I'm just curious to see, what'll happen given it a little time. It could, I mean, if this is contagious or if it's something that other fishermen could run into, it might be important to find out how this thing acts over time.
That's true.
Propose. Where do you propose we keep it?
I could make a little not so shallow grave for it. I could even carry it around with me, but
Oh, no, thank you. A shallow grave might
I could
be
kind of
nice.
keep like a little like sand dune moving behind me with all the time.
I don't think that's going to go over real well.
I feel like that would invite questions that they would not like the answers
Y'all don't
to.
got sand dunes here?
No, we got
I'll be
sand
here.
dunes.
I've been here as long as you have.
All right. So yeah, I just kind of like. I mean, it's like guts are all over us, like whatever.
Basically.
Like, yeah. So I'm just gonna.
Just kind of scoop them together a little bit.
Yeah.
Repose.
I mean, we're pretty sure that Krister's gone, right?
I guess we don't. I mean, he's not here.
I'm fairly convinced, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Yeah. It sounds like maybe he was making
people
some
haven't seen him in
progress, and then
days and some damage up there.
yeah. So maybe he was getting better, and then without kind of Krister's help, kind of took over.
Right, well, my theory, he was getting a little better. He had a little temper tantrum, threw Crystal into the wardrobe there. Crystal, from what I know of him, old as shit. So that's, I don't know if you know this. Old people fall down, that just kills them. They're so old and fragile. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking
true.
maybe getting thrown against the wardrobe did some real damage. He went to try to get help somewhere and just passed.
Yeah.
That could
Maybe
be-
he's in. Yeah.
So
I was just gonna say maybe he's in one of them other shacks. Yeah, it's stuffed in there.
Brutal.
I don't know.
God.
Is that like a
hope not.
cultural thing?
Not as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
curious how all of this ties into Lester, or if he even does.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess let's kind of put Ben here somewhere for safekeeping, and then maybe go check on Lester. What's going on?
Right.
The chapel. We're supposed to meet people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some weird explaining to do, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yes.
More pieces of the puzzle.
Are we gonna tell people about this part though?
What about what which part is
About the bark skin zombie. thing.
We have no reason to believe it's a zombie.
Well, not okay. I meant.
You mean just about Ben in general?
Yeah. Well, they all think he's buried in the cemetery.
Right. Well, we have proof he's not.
We could
dig
actually-
him up.
we
It's
could
a
actually-
wolf.
I think perhaps turning this journal over to the authorities might be of benefit, because otherwise it's kind of like someone's dead and
Yeah,
we
that
killed
makes
them, but just take our word for it that we were justified in what we did.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Point.
Wild magic surge.
It's always a
Go
good
for
time
it.
for a wild
All
magic
right,
surge.
100.
I'm so
we did it.
happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meme Lord
Good
Vic.
You guys are sick fucks. I love it.
You're a Vic fuck.
76.
Boo. That's fair. Boo me.
Can you clean this place
Oh,
up a little
God.
bit, by the way?
Oh, it's
Stop.
not that bad. It's just kind of a little tough. It's annoying.
Okay.
You feel this not what's that?
Now.
Oh, damn it. Oh, wait.
Before we find out what the 76 did.
Okay, holy shit.
Well done.
Thank you. You feel this sort of knot in your stomach again. You're like, fuck. And I also have to keep in mind for next session your Tides of
Yeah.
Chaos that will,
Unless I long rest before that.
unless you long rest, but we'll see. I'm just gonna write that down real quick. Okay. You feel this knot in your stomach, and it, oh no, and you erupt in a bright light around you, and you all just sort of, and you shield yourself. You glow with bright light in a 30-foot radius for the next minute. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of you is blinded until the end of their next turn. So for a moment, you guys all just sort of and you cannot see a thing.
I'm terribly sorry, everyone. I'll see myself out. Thank you all. You've been lovely.
Oh, that hurts. I have doctor. And as you begin to make your way out of the lighthouse, and you're all trying to figure out what is going on,
A lighthouse indeed.
All right.
you all just sort of rub your eyes, trying to blink the field of vision around you back into existence. You've got a mystery on your hands. A few dead. One you definitely know how died. A new discovered, long lost boy. A chapel to go to. A lady governess in wait. Many things ahead of you. I think we will end the session there. I think that's a pretty good place to stop. Lighthouse indeed. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I thought that was such a wonderful time. I had such a good time. Just a couple things before we go. Do remember we've got our charity stream coming up this Sunday. We're going to be starting at noon times Eastern Standard. We're going to be playing till about 4. Please jump in with us on that. We're going to be having it here. Super OK is hosting us. We're raising money for Kids Kicking Cancer, which is a not-for-profit organization that helps fund research for children suffering from cancer. So it's a great cause. Please consider donating to that. Last year we raised about $3,000. This year we hope to raise a bit more. So that's going to be the next time you see us live. Tomorrow, look out for Matt and I's sort of second or maybe first official episode. The one before was a pilot of our podcast. That'll be premiering on this channel, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, like usual. They run about an hour or so do check in on that as well. And I don't believe we made it all the way to we're halfway to the channel goal. Okay, great. So we've got next week and I guess our live, and tomorrow if you tune in to donate your channel points to see Jenna do a Christmas themed one shot on the 29th. So please donate to that. I would very much like to play. I think
I got a good one in mind.
Awesome. So that being said, I think hopefully we'll see you in chat tomorrow. Jump in on the Discord. Feel free to ask us some stuff, talk about the episode and whatnot, what you liked, what you hope to see. We always love hearing feedback. But we will see you live next Sunday, I believe. Right? Yeah, cool. And then keep in mind our next episode of the official campaign is next week Wednesday, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little dicey D&D. So, thanks everybody.
See ya.
Take care. See you then. Alrighty. Okay. Well, we're still on. So.
Oh, we did it. We're still getting